We're live. Hey, everybody. David Pease here, broadcasting from Studio Squim. I'm going to change my background here to get that obnoxious mirror with the light in it. There we go. Much better. Much better. Uh, yeah. Well, if you're tuning in live or possibly watching later on after we're done here, uh, we are playtesting the fan-made Fight the Future based on the movie of the same name. This was produced or authored by uh, Mike Perrine of Mike and Matt's MM Files CCG. If you're tuning in here, I'm sure you're very familiar with their channel as well. Uh, Dax, the dear leader, is also helped author some of these cards, and Stephen put his hands in there too. Stephen Arvidsson from Alien Investigations channel, which I'm sure you're also familiar with. If not, links are down in the description. So, with that having been said, I am joined here by Guillaume, who you also had had your hand in a couple of these cards too, didn't you?
Yes. Just a few. When they were first posted on Discord, I did offered a few suggestions about some of the game effects. Hey,
Uh,
Jonathan.
Jonathan is joining us, a loyal subscriber and member of the Discord channel. The Discord channel, a link to that, and the Facebook group that we all socialize in will also be in the description for you. Uh, Jonathan, thank you for tuning in. And I always have to give props to Guillaume. It is 8 o'clock here in Pacific time with me, but Guillaume is joining us at the uh, right time of 5 a.m. in France. So thank you very much for getting up in the morning. We had originally I was trying to be so kind. We had originally were going to do this Friday morning my time, which would be Friday afternoon,
Well,
evening ish,
7 p.m. for me.
7 p.m. for you. I was doing my best to be a good host, and unfortunately, I had to flake out. We were going to do it Saturday morning, which would have been Saturday evening your time, and I once again had to bail out. So we're here now. Guillaume, you're a saint for putting up with my horsing around here, but we're here now,
Yes.
and we're ready to test a few cards.
And the good thing about this for me is that there is nothing on my schedule Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. Like no one is expecting me, so I'm free to play.
No one is expecting me to be available Sunday morning at 5 a.m. for very good reason. I'm not available at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. I was just joking that I'm just too old to be staying up late, like our friend Nathan joining us from Chasing the Dragon. He's going to be, I'm sure. Yeah, Jonathan called it. Guillaume, you're a superstar for doing this with us. Nathan, thanks for joining us. We've got a full crowd here, and I believe Stephen will be joining us in about 30 minutes or so. He will likely join in the green room, the backstage studios. So when he comes in, maybe we'll take a quick break and say hello and thanks for joining us, and he will serve as our judge and commentator uh, as we play through the game. Guillaume, we were talking off screen or offline, but my deck is about, well, I shouldn't say about, I counted it up, 80 cards, not including my agents. You're about the same number.
Yes, I think I was about 85, but then I ended up removing a few cards while I was building the deck, or physically building the deck anyway. So, and I did not count again. So, 80 cards.
Yeah, I was saying I was going to try to trim it down to increase the odds of getting Fight the Future, uh, getting those Fight the Future cards out on the table, but I felt like the all the cards I included were kind of necessary. Uh, to work in concert with those Fight the Future cards, or at least help me get them out on the table. So 80's the smallest I could get. If Alistair was here, he'd be shaking his head. He would say, "No, David, 60 cards, no more, no less."
Like,
And
try to do a 60 card deck when you include all every card, including Scully card set and Season 4 set as well, plus the Fight the Future cards, which have to feature prominently in that deck. So it's difficult. 60 cards with so many expansions to work with. Yeah, that's well, you could do that, but you're faced with impossible choices. You do still want to include, some of your staples like One Langley, Great Baron Search, and stuff like that. So it's difficult.
bringing up those staples, there is one important parameter that we are enacting tonight and likely going forward if it works out as we planned. And that is in order to make sure that Fight the Future cards have the best possible chance of seeing the table. We are allowing cards that negate other cards, but they cannot be used against Fight the Future cards. We need to see those cards from Fight the Future in action, and negating them is kind of easy. I don't want to say there's no skill in it, but it's not the best way to see the cards in action. Um, so if we end up taking a Fight the Future card out of play, likely it's from some kind of strategy, which is exactly what we want to see here in play testing. Oh, Nathan, see, Nathan's with me. Yes, it was a very tiring day. Yep. He's in Central Time, so it's a little after 10 o'clock p.m. So thank you. And Jonathan, if I remember correctly, you're Central or you're Eastern Time. Either way, you are showing up late, and I appreciate that. Uh, I'm the old guy in the bunch. Normally, when it gets to be about 10 or 10:30, you'll see me kind of like doing this. So you guys, the gift of youth.
I think
Uh,
it's difficult when we are like everyone is in different time zones. So, well, you guys it's only 1 or 2 hour difference, but you know, we, David, you and I, it's like I think what 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Yeah,
Eight is at 9. Uh, if it's 8 o'clock here and it's 5 o'clock there, it's 9 hours right now, right? 9 hours difference. Anyway, don't test my math skills yet. I got to save all my brain power for the game here tonight. Uh, Anything we should add before we start introducing our agent teams?
no, I think you've covered everything.
All right. Well, oh, and perfect timing. I was gabbing just long enough so that we could have Stephen join us. Stephen, thank you for joining the team here tonight. We have not started yet. In fact, we didn't even introduce our agent teams yet. So you're getting here right at the top of the game, right,
Perfect.
right when we need you. Uh, Stephen, on loan from Alien Investigations Channel. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Also in,
Gentlemen, good evening. Or
yeah,
good morning again.
also in Central Time. So much later than I would be able to join. So thank you very much for doing that. Again, the
Oh, my
gift of
pleasure.
youth. And before we get rolling again, I see a big comment here. Timing is great. The 50-mile relay run was, oh my god. You got a trophy there. What place did you get there, Nathan? I'm dying of curiosity now. Uh, but anyway, we'll put that up when Nathan replies. Stephen, you'll serve as a judge and keep the voice of reason and the spirit of the cards in case we have any questions. Is that am I
Yeah,
laying that out
yeah,
correctly?
yeah. I think I can. Yeah, I think I can stick around for the entirety of it. Shouldn't be a problem.
Well, with my play style, this probably won't be a very long game, so we'll see how it goes.
That is
Uh,
not. I will tell you right now, that is not true. Because I'm editing currently episode 23 on my channel, and I'm currently an hour and 20 minutes into it.
oh,
That is a long game we're doing there. Even
is
with
it
all my edits, it's a long game, David. You held
is
on for quite a while.
is it going to be another cliffhanger? I love that. Those are
It's
fun.
not. It's just enough that I was like, okay, I got enough cuts out of it that I was like, it couldn't stretch a second hour. So But I just wanted to point that out just for the reason is that you're not one to go down without a fight.
Okay. Well, we'll see what I can do against Guillaume here tonight with these.
And you've got a pretty good team. Actually, I'm kind of envious. I think there are some pretty interesting things that you can do with those 5 agents.
Yeah, I'll admit I toiled over my agent team quite a bit. Again, doing my best to try and uh, call upon those fight the future cards, specifically getting the sites out there. Sites, I don't know, uh, those aren't too complicated so much, but some of the effects and that sort of thing, I wanted to get out there. Some of the witnesses, I'm going to have to depend on witnesses to help me with a few of those things, which leads me down the rabbit hole of how am I going to get witnesses out on the table and that sort of thing. But I got 5 agents here, and I feel pretty good about that. Uh, all adding up to, I'm very quickly adding up again in my head here, but yeah, right up at 20. Um, I usually take off my glasses so that they don't reflect in the screen there. So I'm still in the dark of what your agent team is. So I'm going to ask if you'll go first.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of dark, the lighting is just bad all around, isn't it? Even
I am
figure out
finding myself um, without an extra adapter to turn my ring light on. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'll tell you what might help. I'm going to take the hat off. At least, oh yeah, see, you can see my forehead way better. There we go. I'll tip my
Yeah.
head back a little bit, so that's a little better rather than playing in the cave like Stevie. Yeah,
I've got my usual lighting on too. I can't figure out what's going on here.
all right. Without further ado, Guillaume, what agents are you going to be playing tonight?
Right. I only have 4 agents. So I have Assistant Director Skinner. I have Special Agent in Charge, Darius Michaud from Fight the Future. And that's my only Fight the Future agent. The other 2 are from Premiere. I have Agent Rich and Agent Tom Colton. My biggest worry with this.
Guillaume, I can't see your Skinner. Which Skinner card is that?
Oh, that's a Fight the Future Skinner.
A Fight the Future Skinner,
Fight
you
the
say?
Future Skinner?
Yeah, well, basically it's the same card with a different picture.
Can you hold that up to the camera? Because from what I could see, that looked different, but I couldn't zero in on exactly what the image was.
I
Yeah, I
think
need.
Maybe
I
bring him in. Yeah, David, if you want to bring in his
I think-
playmat
Yeah,
so everyone
let's.
can see his fine work.
I think it's one of the only scenes that Skinner is in the movie.
He's
So-
only in 2 scenes in that whole thing. Yeah.
So I did not have much choice.
Okay, it's when he's sitting at the panel of directors
yeah.
judging Scully and Mulder.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice, very nice. It echoes a little bit of the ultra rare.
Yeah, and I think that's there is the image of Skinner that sticks with me from the movie, because I think that the only scene with him that we see in the trailer, there is like this one really brief shot of that scene with Skinner in the trailer, and so
Mhm. Yep, that's right. I do remember that. Excellent, very nicely done. Yeah, maybe we can see about including that as a promo card or something for it if Mike and Dax are game for it.
yeah, there aren't that many other alternate agents that we could do from the movie except for Scully and Mulder. So I figure like Skinner would be a good addition. We did not use a promo card for him for season 4, or 5. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe that's something we could look at for season 5 expansion and onward. But yeah, that didn't occur to me to do that for season 4. I mean, maybe we could do it for Krychek, as well.
Yeah, maybe for some of the other agents that. Yeah, the thing is, the number of cards is limited. So I think Mulder and Scully are, we have to have them as alternate agents with alternate pictures. For the other agents, well, I think it depends on what the number of other cards that we have.
Yeah, season 5 expansion's got quite a few promos, as you well know.
Nothing wrong with promos, especially if we
What's
print
not?
them in foil, Stephen.
Well, I don't print them in foil. That's Dax's department.
Well, as you inch closer and closer, not to sidebar the game here, but as you inch closer and closer to 100 subscribers, um,
When you say inching, it's like it is slower than a snail's pace.
well, we'll see about that. You've got a lot of great stuff coming up here, so I'm looking forward to a big celebration. Anyway,
So who's watching?
who's watching? We've got
You got
Nathan
Nathan
is
I saw
here. We've
earlier.
got Jonathan here. And those are the only two that I have seen. We've got 4 watchers, but those are the only ones I've seen that have commented yet. So, hey, out there in live YouTube land, roll call. Definitely say hello in the comments. Let us know you're here. If you have questions or comments, we'll definitely put them up on the screen and address them as best we can. Especially if you have a question or a comment about gameplay and the cards. That's why we're here. And Jonathan is already excited about a Krychek promo. I hear you. I
Maybe
I
we ought to
love
make it
promo
happen.
cards.
Yeah.
So let's move on here a little bit. And I have to apologize for my Fight the Future cards. My printer, for some reason, printed these darker than they appear uh, on my computer screen, and I didn't have time to go back and do a bunch of fun, cool stuff with it. But I'll hold them up a little closer, and you'll probably be able to recognize it by there. We're starting off. What's his name there? Fire Captain Miles Cooley.
Miles
Nice guy.
Coolers.
Miles Coolis. There you go. I tried to find Fight the Future on my streaming services so I could watch the movie and be more uh, adept with the references, but unfortunately, I am a cheapskate and it's not available except to buy or rent, and I didn't do it.
Fun
But
fact: this is not the first card that actor Gary Grubbs, who plays Miles Coolers, is featured on. Guillaume, what other card is he featured on? Although technically you don't see his face,
Yeah,
but
it's the sheriff. It's the exile card from our town. It's
Mhm.
Sheriff Tom Arens.
Yep, Sheriff Tom Aaron's the cannibal.
you know what I thought was going to be funny was I was going to try to include, and now the name escapes me, but what's his name in Fight the Future? Michonne, I think, and he was in.
Michaud, the agent that Guillaume's using.
Yeah, so you wanted to use Brian Tillman on the same team as Michaud, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
just kind of as a little joke
Yep.
there.
You
It's
should. Oh
like
man.
they're the same agents. Like, no, they're not. They're not the
Yeah.
same
Maybe I'll
agent.
do that for the next playtest. Yeah, I can't like we haven't have we seen that done yet?
No,
With any of these we haven't yet, have we?
no,
Any
we have
exam? I don't think
No,
we have, right?
not that
no,
specific combination. No.
no.
Yeah, because I was say season 4 doesn't have any
I think
characters that
this
overlap with.
this might
Yeah.
happen with season 5 with Manners and Sheriff from Chinga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh
And
yeah. That's the first one, but we haven't play tested that yet.
yeah,
So
no,
yeah.
and also with the
Oh hey
agent
Madeline.
from Folia 2. Hey,
Oh
Madeline.
yeah, that's right.
Madeline's here for the cats.
Yeah. Where is Persephone and Cholera right now?
Oh, Connor, I can hear him eating. So I think once he's done eating, he will probably make an appearance.
Persephone, I have been remiss in my chores, and she has made herself comfortable napping on a pile of clean clothes that I have yet to
Mm.
fold. So I'll be throwing those back in the washer tomorrow. But I'm sure she'll come here and show off in a little bit. She never misses a chance.
And I'll be backstage most of the time, so we probably won't see Seamus interrupting my train of thought.
I do want to read these for the benefit of
Yeah.
our viewers here, and I won't go through all the skills and everything. I'll just quickly Oh gosh, I feel I'm like Captain Kirk in Star Trek too. I got to put my glasses on to do this. Um, Fire Captain Miles Kulis, his effect: place one token on this card, which reminds me I did not get my game tokens. Remove a token to search through your bureau for any one keyword healing card. You may play this card for what is that? Zero
Zero
cost.
cost.
Zero cost. That's a good
That
one.
was
And then
nice.
Agent King is my next one here. His game effect: place two tokens on Agent King. Once per turn, you may discard a token to apply a +1 modifier to all non-weapon equipment cards attached to agents on the same team as King, including himself. Not bad. And we all know I like to bring out equipment cards, so hopefully we'll see that come. Next on my team, Agent Janice, a trained medic, kind of an oldie but a goodie here, and doesn't see too much action, but you can probably kind of see a theme forming here if you've already identified my other agents. Uh, Agent Janice, his game effect: place one RP token on this card. This token may be used to pay for any keyword medical or healing cards. If you use this RP, replace it during your briefing phase. In addition, if Janice is in the field section, he may heal 1 point of damage on another agent in his team once per turn. This may prevent an agent from going to the hospital. So not bad.
In this instance,
A lot of healing going on.
would removing a token from Janus actually act as the keyword healing card for those adversary where you cannot heal without a healing card? Would that be considered the same effect?
Which card are you talking about?
For if you play, for instance, the Darkness Falls, and you have to play a healing card or something, removing the token from Janus, could it be considered as playing a healing card, like a healing token? Would that have the same effect?
I don't think so, because does Darkness Falls say keyword healing on it, or does it just say healing card? It depends on whether it's directing it as a keyword healing card or just a general healing card.
All right, so if it says keyword, Janus's effect doesn't work. Well, it can remove a token.
That's what I would say until I have a closer look at like Darkness Falls, for example. I think Manitou's the other one.
Yes.
What about?
Well, no. Here's what's interesting about Darkness Falls and Manitou. Actually, it says unless a healing card, it has healing in all caps, like a keyword, but it doesn't say a keyword healing card. With the all caps, I'm inclined to lean towards it being a keyword healing, because we do have instances like sinus cavity implant where the word healing isn't in all caps, so I took that to mean just a general card that heals. So like I would say, like, again, and maybe this is something that our team can discuss further later, but I think in instances like sinus cavity implant where the word healing isn't all caps, like you could use Janice's effect to remove that. But I think when it's all caps, I think maybe that's referring to the keyword.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although I think that for sinus cavity implant, I think it's just a mistake and healing.
I do too. But if we're going to take it at face value.
But if that's the only card in the game that has that instance of healing not being in all caps, I think we should treat it as
probably.
Yeah,
I can't say it may not have been repeated.
I mean, there are maybe mostly like at most 2 or 3 cards that have that particular thing.
Yep.
Whereas all of the other cards have keyword healing or healing in all caps. So
yep, usually, yeah.
What about how does it apply to the fight the future, the bees adversary? You see
really
that
sad.
with Jonathan Hagee?
Jonathan, oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've been to Kentucky many times. I didn't know coyotes were like a common. Well, no, I guess they were, and I never saw one when I was living up in Indiana, but I guess they are they're around. But yeah, I am sorry to hear that. So fingers crossed, maybe Jupiter will turn up.
Yeah, sometimes you just get
Yeah.
away for a few days.
Yeah. Let's hope
We
not. Let's hope for the best.
Yes.
we have coyotes in our area, and they only come down during a couple seasons during the year. But we have to make
Mhm.
sure that Persephone's indoors all the
Yeah.
time. If you leave your bedroom window open, you can hear them howling and barking at the moon and stuff. It's a
Mhm.
little creepy
Yeah, I
sometimes.
can imagine.
That is too bad. But yeah, I do keep us posted, Jonathan. Let us know
Yes.
if Jupiter turns up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible news. I'm sorry to hear that, Jonathan.
You know how much we care about cats here.
Yeah, well, this is a very cat-friendly community that we have here. Almost everyone has a cat, basically.
Oh yeah, if you don't have a cat, it's weird.
Yeah, I know. It almost is weird. It's like, who are you?
Are you sure you belong here? Are you in the right group? Okay, so that is Agent Janice. We all
Oh,
know
saving
Agent
the best for
Scully.
last.
We all know Agent Scully here, but just for the uninitiated, place 3 tokens on this card. Discard a token to examine any one bluff card.
Mhm.
Place uh, bluff card back on the site after viewing. And then another fight to the future. This is Agent Rankin. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Mhm.
Uh, place 1 token on this card. During a skill check, discard 1 token to add 2 to Agent Rankin's evidence collection or science skill. So medical and sciences are my guys, and evidence collection comes together pretty nicely
This
as well.
excellent. This should be a good showing because we have 4 of the 5 uh, fight the future agents represented on here, and we have, I would say, in the previous games, we've done a pretty thorough job with
Cassidy.
um, Assistant Director Janet Cassidy, who I think we've reached a consensus is that her effect is overpowered. So I'm happy to see that some of the other agents are getting some playtime for these playtesting games, so we can have a closer look at their effects.
Yeah, particularly thanks to David because I only have one. So
Well, we're trying to get these on the table as much as we can. So they'll all get here. There's plenty of time to
Oh yeah.
play test all these different cards and see how they play out. And uh, maybe I have a good combination here, maybe I don't. But hopefully, if anything, I'll inspire someone to think, oh, if I had that card and that team, that would really come together. So that's always my hope, is that if anything, uh, if anything, we get some inspiration for our people here.
It's a different team that we haven't seen before, so I'm a fan of it, David. So I applaud you for a little bit of thinking outside the box. I do have a question as far as your decks are concerned. Obviously, we're going to be seeing a healthy sample of Fight the Future playtest cards, but what other pools did you guys pull from when constructing your decks?
all of
Gil,
them, all of them.
oof.
Including
Scully and
other family expansions?
yeah, including Scully and season 4.
Excellent. Very good.
You know what, I had enough to think about, so I just kept it to the usual commercially released stuff. So ooh, now I'm nervous. We'll see how how things play out here. That Scully set drives me nuts. So we'll see what's in there. Uh,
I have a follow-up question. Are you guys implementing any added stipulations for this
Oh, yeah,
playtest?
we did talk about that, I think, before you came on, which is kind of our new rule. We're going to see how well it works. But negate, just to review very quickly, negate cards can be included in your deck, but they will not apply toward Fight the Future. Uh, some people might go, oh, what? But negate cards are pretty easy If you got the points, you just play it and it's done. And we need to see these Fight the Future cards in action. So you can have them in your deck, you can use them, but they will not apply toward Fight the Future cards. Any other cards, Scully, commercially released, Season 4, fair game, but Fight the Future, off limits.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any Fight the Future cards that negate other cards, but I would say if there was, that would be an acceptable card, because obviously that has an effect that needs to be. I don't think there are. I could.
Oh, there is that one card that can negate. There is that one conspiracy card that can negate alien or alien investigation cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, beyond that.
But it doesn't have the negate keyword, though, right? Isn't that one of the things we need to think about?
All right.
Oh, is it the one that's like we were talking back and forth about discarded or versus negate or something?
I don't know. I don't need to be.
I just don't have them all
stirring the
committed in my
pot here.
memory. It's all right. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent. We can move on.
Yeah, we're 40 minutes in, and we haven't even started yet. But we do have our agent teams out there. We've established the ground rules. Guillaume, Stephen, I don't know if you heard this or not. Guillaume and I are playing with pretty much the same size decks. They're both right around 80 cards. Mine is 80 even, and I believe Guillaume is plus or minus 1 or 2 from 80. So interesting. I'm hoping we'll get through. I did deliberately include a couple cards, drawn off the top of my deck. I'll just spoil it. I've got Mulligan in there. And a couple other not on the menu, those sorts of things. I'm hoping to burn through my deck here and get through more than half, hopefully, and plenty of opportunities to shuffle as well. So
excellent.
With that having been said,
a lot of luck. That means we'll see some good number of cards. Then sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Oh no, that's quite all right. Yeah, that's our hope too, is that we'll see a lot of cards in here. If not, we'll see everybody again next week. But that having been said, Stephen, I'm going to send you to the back, and the international signal for getting back into the game. I promise I will do my best to keep my eyes on it. I've rearranged Studio Squim so that my eyes are usually on that screen. So, but forgive me if your arm gets tired.
The signal is I will pretend like I'm drowning.
Oh, wow. That's pretty okay. I can't miss it then. And you don't have a virtual background, so you won't.
No, I don't.
I did that once, and I kept waving my hands, and they kept disappearing into the virtual background. We're going to have one more comment, and then we're going to get started here. Jonathan put up a wall of text here. I want to help you guys get subscribers. I have a case of 1013 and a case of Premiere Plus, 3 boxes. If doing unboxing stuff will help, I will do it.
I mean, it didn't help my last episode, but I do appreciate the offer. I think I've unboxed all 3 sets on my channel thus far, but yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing another one down the line. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can talk about it, Jonathan.
I'm happy to host, or if you want to send those to me.
We haven't done an unboxing episode, so yeah.
Yeah, if you want to unload those, Jonathan, just put them in the mail, and I'll hold on to them for you. We'll do an unboxing, sure. But yeah, that would be great if you want to, Jonathan. If you wanted to unbox those, and we'll have a couple people, a little peanut gallery to keep the conversation flowing while you open up those packages. That would be really awesome. And now Jonathan is giving us the affirmative. All right. Well, you heard it here first on Studio Squim, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Higgy will be unboxing some great cards coming up very soon. And Jonathan and I will get together after the show and decide on a time, and we'll get that posted up for you guys. So definitely a quick segue to encourage you to subscribe to Studio Squim, Alien Investigations, Chasing the Dragon. We all have really great content, X-Files and beyond. All right, enough commercial plugs and all that kind of stuff. Let's get to what the people tune in for, and that's a game of X-Files. Stephen, we're going to send you to the back, and well, actually, why don't you stay here and maybe do some idle chit-chat while I go and get my game tokens, which I conveniently forgot. I will be right back.
No problem, because actually maybe this will be a good time for Guillaume and I to talk about the next augmented game we've been chit-chatting about, right, Guillaume?
Yeah, that should be interesting. I started looking at some of the cards that I want to select for you. So I have a few, but I still need to go through my whole folder.
So so sort of a first reveal of what we're alluding to. Guillaume and I are planning a premiere. Well, I'm sorry, I was about to say premiere only, but no, we're not gonna. It's not premiere only. We're planning an augmented game in which I and Guillaume will each select 10 seldomly used cards from the Premier Edition. Those are cards that we rarely ever see played, if not ever, on any of these channels that David mentioned. Chasing the Dragon, Alien Investigation, Studio Squim. Am I still here or no?
Yes, we can still hear you.
You still hear me? Okay, sorry. So anyway, Guillaume and I are going to each select 10 seldomly used cards that have rarely ever been played, and we are going to have our opponent include those 10 cards in their deck. So I will pick 10 cards that Guillaume has to include in his deck from Premier, seldomly used, and he will do the same for me. And we will try to give those infrequently used cards a chance to see some play for once. And there's some added incentives to utilizing those infrequently used cards. For, as I said, there's going to be 10 cards from Premier for each of us to include in our deck. For every 5 cards that we include, or I'm sorry, for every 5 cards that we play, we're going to be awarded an identity question regarding our opponent's X file without incurring a penalty if we get it wrong. And with regards to the RP cards, Guillaume, I think we agreed that for those 5 RP cards that we're compelled to use in our decks, we are not going to be selling those for CP. Or did we agree on that, or was that just an idea that we threw out there?
I think we can sell them for CP, but that does not count toward actually.
Yeah, it doesn't count as playing it, so it doesn't count towards the 5 use. So yes, we're incentivizing the use of seldomly used cards. So we could see any number of cards that will have people scratching their heads like, I've never played that card before. I don't know what that card is. Plague of Locusts, you know. So yeah, I already know one card that Guillaume's including in mine, but I'm not going to talk about it now. But yeah, I don't know when we're going to do that game, Guillaume, because right now we're in the thick of playtesting Fight the Future. That does have priority, but maybe like when we're in between, like if there's already a playtest game scheduled for that weekend, maybe we could piggyback off of that on like the following day or something like that. Work schedule permitting, of course. But yeah, just another way to get some of these other cards that we just have not seen come up before, because it could be some very interesting gameplay as a result of using some of these other cards that we just glaze past when building our decks.
Absolutely. And I think there's also a limitation to the number of cards that we can include in our decks.
I think we talked about 70, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 70 or 80. I can't. I think it was 70, right?
Yeah. Just to make sure that those 10 cards actually have a chance to come up.
Yes, absolutely.
And I can hear. Can you hear me? I'm back in.
Yes.
Oh okay. Yeah.
I can hear Nathan right now being like, "What are you talking about?" A couple episodes back, I believe, on your channel, Stephen, we were doing an unboxing, and the Godfather, Michael Perrine, challenged me to a game, and the parameters were that whoever won, we did some kind of drawing, or we were guessing which rare was going to come up in the box you were opening, or something like that. They would get to choose the parameters of Mike's and my game. And Nathan won, and Nathan gave us the parameters, and then FileFest came up, and Mike was very busy preparing for that. and I enjoyed some downtime uh, while everyone was getting ready. And now that we're all back on track, I'm sure. And Nathan, I think, was going to ask about it the last week when we were on, and we didn't get to it. But he's patiently waiting for that, and his parameters were similar. He chose some rare cards or ultra rares that. Um, I don't remember if there was a particular set. Hopefully, Nathan is listening in and will type in those parameters for me. But he gave us each a list of cards,
Hmm.
same list, and we had to include those cards, at least one copy of each of them in our deck. And Mike and I have yet to play that game. So very similar to what you're doing. Um,
Hmm.
Mike and
So
I
maybe
have a
that's
game.
where I got the idea, and I just stored it
Yeah.
self-consciously until I came up with it not too long ago. But yeah, no. And then I think it was Guillaume's idea. I think was to incentivize it, if I remember our conversation correctly.
Yeah, just to make sure there is something, to, yeah, as you said, to make sure that we would want to actually play those cards instead of just discarding them, because
Mm-hmm.
there would be no point. And the idea also is to do that for Premiere, and then for 1013, push it out there, because
Yes.
that isn't for.
Yes. So depending on how that first game goes, and I suspect it'll be pretty interesting. We'll repeat the game for the Truth Is Out There edition card. So there'll be 10 rarely used cards from like the 30 exclusive TTIOT cards, and then we'll do the same for 1013. And yeah, we can branch beyond that, go into Scully set and season 4 cards. Although I would argue that most of them are seldomly used because we haven't seen very few we haven't seen very many games of those expansions thus far.
Well, I feel like I use some of them fairly regularly, and actually now, if I'm only using commercially released cards, I feel like something is missing. Like there is this whole pool of cards that I don't have access to, and it feels like, okay, I really want to include at least that one or another one. So yeah, I think to me now they are all part of the game in this,
Mm-hmm.
the same way.
So what's happening with our playmats, David? Ah, there's one. There's the other. I
There
think
they
we're.
are.
I think the audiences that are still with us are probably ready to see a game get going. So ready to kick me back.
Yeah, and I'll be putting in chapters afterward too. So everybody's who's like 30 minutes in is like, when are you going to start this game? You can skip ahead. So look for those chapters down in the description. But anyway, Stephen, we're going to send you to the back. And now that I have tokens handy, we can do the usual studio squim.
And don't call me back in for at least 5 minutes because I'm going to make some popcorn.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. All right,
Have a good
Stephen.
game, gentlemen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Well, Jonathan, giving props to our custom play mats. Appreciate that. Now,
Yeah.
Guillaume, I think you remember how this goes. I'll flip this token and you call it in the air. We'll do heads is this fine X right here. Tails will be the silver side, the tails of the dime, the US dime there. And if you call it correctly, you will choose whether you are the investigating or the conspiracy player to start. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, up in the air.
Thanks.
You said heads, right?
Yes.
All right, you get to choose.
Can we look at our card first, or should we decide immediately?
Look at your cards first. Oh,
Like,
I don't know. I've never really paid that much attention to it.
I think
I
if you
say,
look,
I
I
think
think
choose first and then look.
I think in the rule book you do say that you draw your cards and then you decide who gets to.
No,
Oh, I think because
who,
well, but it doesn't matter. Like you choose, it's your channel, so you choose how.
who am I to go against the rule book? So let's draw our 7, and then you get to decide uh, what your hand is best for. Fair enough.
Well, now I have to check because if I misremember that, someone's going to be angry with me. So
Yeah, then this whole game will be negated.
hold on. Oh, What does it say?
While you're looking, Jonathan, have you had any ideas about a custom play map for yourself? I'm curious. I'm always one to encourage creativity on the channel. Or if anyone watching this after the live broadcast is complete, definitely put in the comments if you have ideas or anything that you've thought of for custom cards or tokens, playmats, any of that kind of stuff. I kind of pride myself on that. I made these tokens. Of course, they're not too complicated, but it's kind of a fun thing to have. And Guillaume and I have both made our own custom playmats here. And I actually had some sleeves made, but I didn't use them tonight. Um, the way I made these Fight the Future cards and put them together made them a little wider and thicker than these custom sleeves would work. So I used these older ones that I used to use when I played Pokemon. These third-party ones are a little more roomy, so I could fit them in there. That's why I'm using my nuclear boom sleeves. But anyway, what did you find out? What did your
Yeah,
research tell
so
us?
in the turn example, there is the example of how the game is supposed to play. So it does say, so Randy and Lex draw 7 cards each to begin play. Randy wins the coin toss and elects to go first. So yeah, you draw your cards and then you do the coin toss. So you
All
can
right,
actually make an informed decision.
fair enough. Let's draw them up.
Okay, so I'll go first.
You'll be the investigating player.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so I'm drawing my free card. So I'm going to generate my res, which I think it's the most res that I'm going to be generating for the whole game. So Skinner is in the bureau, so he contributes 3. Same for Michaud, 3 as well, since he's in the bureau. Rich 1 and Colton 2. So that's 3, 6, 7, and 9.
Wow.
Yeah. Puts me at 14. And I'm going to buy 2 cards, I think.
Oh, I see. Stephen broke into to say draw your 7, then decide. But I see he's not on his chair, so he must be in front of the microwave with his phone, keeping an eye on us, keeping us honest.
So I'm going to draw two cards. Yes, I'm going to draw 2 cards. And before I pass it over to you, I'm going to play immediately Friend in the FBI, and I'm going only to be putting 8 tokens to before it and passing it to you.
Well, looking at these cards, I kind of wish you had chosen to be the conspiracy player, but that does give me a lot to sell. Let's see here, but they're all so good. Let's see. Oof. Well, I'll have to trust the card gods here because I definitely need to draw some. So I'm going to sell DNA Metamorphosis. That's a Fight the Future card, unfortunately. And I was hoping this would come up later in the game, but not on the menu. So that is 4 and 2. So I'll add 6 to my conspiracy. Take me up to 11. And then I'm going to purchase. I'm going to take 3. All right. And back to you, sir.
All right. Okay, so I'm So no healing, no requisition. For case assignment, what are we going to do? I'm going to send, well, for deployment first, I'm going to send everyone to the field. And for case assignment, we are going to go investigate well, the B dome from Fight the Future. It has the keyword it's subterfuge or evidence collection 5+, its affiliation or method, and I'm going to be using Rich's token to pay for the site since it has the keyword subterfuge. And passing it to you for any bluffs that you may have.
Hmm. Just one bluff.
Right, so I'm sending everyone to investigate the site.
Okay. Well, it's a true bluff. That was actually alien virus vaccine. Another Fight the Future card. That's the bummer with this small deck, is I'm having to get rid of some of these. We may see it come back. Other than that, I have nothing else to stop your investigation. Oh, I didn't choose an X file.
Oh.
And I don't have my checklist. All right. I am way behind the 8 ball. I will be right back.
Yeah, sure.
And to show you just how much I am behind the 8 ball, this was my dinner tonight. Pizza that I threw in the oven and promptly burnt.
No,
All right. I have nothing to stop your investigation. So you're free to ask unless you have anything else you wanted to do.
No, so it's an affiliation or method question. I'm going to ask, is your affiliation alien?
It is not.
Okay. So that site is discarded. And before we move to the debriefing phase, I'm going to play Travel Plans, one of the Scully set cards. Play this card in the field, search through your bureau deck and draw up to 2 side cards. Place the drawn side cards face down below this card. You may play those side cards for 0 cost during your case assignment phase. It costs 2, and I'm going to... And I'm going to search through my deck, and I have 7 cards, so we can move on to debriefing. And
All
we
right.
can... How much cards do you have? How
I
many cards?
also have a 7, so no discard.
Okay.
This guy Jonathan Hagen got a TTIOT box for $55. Why don't I ever see these things?
Yeah, I'm very jealous of the prices that you guys have to pay for those boxes and for all of the X-File CCG stuff. Over here, it's just so expensive when you include taxes and shipping cost.
Mm.
All right, so that should be enough. All right, so this has been shuffled. I have my 2 sides here. Oh, hold on, not the best choice. Sorry. I chose 2 sites that allow you to ask the same question, and I think it might be wiser to actually pick 2 different sites.
Make sure to hold your cards up. I'm a cheater.
No, I know that you usually call me out when my cards are showing. So, okay, well. Okay, I'll just use that one, and that will be enough. Okay. Yeah, I just have to make sure that I don't shuffle my hand back into my bureau deck. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to select 2 mono sites because since there are 3, might as well use sites that cost 2 RP. But the mono site that I have, they all allow me to ask the same question. So, so no. Okay, well, I think now we can move on to your turn. Yes.
All right. I'll get started and draw my card. Not my favorite. Let's generate res. Not too impressive here, but let's see what I can do. The fire marshal Bill here gives me 1. Dana Scully gives me 2, so that's 3, and then Janice gives me 1, so 4. Agent Rankin adds 1 to 5, and then Agent King, the big winner tonight, with 2. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
And with that, oh, and now is as good a time as any. I'm going to play hard evidence. Add 5 tokens to your resource pool that costs 2. So I'm going to net 3. So I'll just add 3 to pay for that. And that having been said, I'm going to purchase just 2. Let's see what happens.
So I don't have a lot of conspiracy cards, which is why I wanted to start as the investigating player. So I'm going to sell Hong Kong for 1, Ambush for 2, and Point Blank for 2.
Oh, Point Blank. Oh, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
yeah, I really wanted to play it, but yeah, I do need some conspiracy to add to my conspiracy. So that's a total of 5. Puts me at 10. And I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 3 cards.
Okay.
4 cards.
4 cards.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Healing, and no one is damaged yet, and I do not have anything for requisition phase. So we'll move on to deployment, and I will bring all of my agents out to the field here. Before I do that, actually, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave Agent King in the Bureau and bring out these four. Agent Rankin, Agent Janice, Scully, and Fire Captain Coulis. Right. And case assignment. We are going to Bethesda Naval Hospital. This is Medical 5 or Sciences 5. You may ask one result question or one motive question. If you ask the motive, is the motive ideology, the skill check prerequisite is 4. And I turn to you for any bluffs.
I have one bluff.
One bluff. I'm going to use one of Agent Scully's tokens to view that bluff.
Okay, well, it's a true bluff. It is a bluff card, but I'm not going to play it. It's Dr. Stroman. Play to change a side prerequisite to medical 3 plus.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't want to pay for that one?
No, I don't want to.
Okay. Well, I am moving all 4 agents. We are going to go for the medical prerequisite. Coulis brings 2. Scully brings 4. Janice brings 3. And Rankin's just along for the ride. But that gives me 6, 9 total.
Yeah, more than enough to pass. You are free to ask your question. I don't have
Okay.
anything else I can play.
Okay. And
And
I am going to ask your result. Is your result death?
well, yes, it is actually.
Oh, sweet. I mean, oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me. This will take just a moment while I.
Yes, there are quite a few cards to.
That
Now.
takes care of quite a few.
Yes. Although I think death is the most common one, so it's not as detrimental, let's say, abduction, for instance. But still, having a yes answer on your first question, that doesn't bode well for me.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the kudos there. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's nice. It gives me a little bit of a leg up here. Of course, tonight is not. It's not about the win so much. It's about the journey. We want these Fight the Future cards to get as much as they can. So we'll see how the rest of the game plays out. That having been said, we'll send that to the discard pile. We'll move these guys back down to the field position, and we'll move on to debriefing.
I have 7 cards.
I have 8, so I've got some thinking to do here. I hate to do it, but I may get it back later on. I'm going to discard autopsy. No, you know what? Yeah, autopsy. And that'll take me down to 7, and I will turn back to you.
Right, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is now, so 1 for Skinner, 1 for Rich, 2 for Colton, so that's 4. Micho's 2 have to go to the conspiracy pool since he's in the field, and I'm also going to use 2 from Friend in the FBI.
Oh, I don't think I paid for that that site. I'm going to take 1. That'll take me down to 12.
All right. And I'm going to buy just 1 card.
Okay.
And passing it to you.
Right. Let's sell. What the heck? We're not supposed to negate anything tonight, right? Frohickey for 3. And yeah, I'll let that ride, and I'm going to buy 3. And back to you, good sir.
All right, so no healing, no requisition. I'm going to keep everyone in the field. And for case assignment, I'm going to use one of my travel plans card. We are going to go to England, to London, so it's Bureaucracy 4+ and Affiliation. It's another Fight the Future side card. So Bureaucracy and Affiliation.
Very good. No bluffs.
All right, so everyone is going to investigate.
Everyone?
Yes, all 4 of them. So it's Bureaucracy 4+, and I currently have I have 8.
8. Whoa.
Yes.
Oof. Well, I'm going to take a calculated risk. I've got nothing to stop your investigation.
All right. So it's another affiliation question. Is your affiliation evolutionary?
It is not.
the site is discarded. And we can move on to debriefing. I have 8 cards. And I'm going to discard Mortared, combat card from Fight the Future. And now it's your turn if you don't have any cards to discard.
Which card did you discard? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. So it's Mortared from the combat card from Fight the Future.
Oh, sure. I got you. I have. I've got 9, so I've got a. I'm sitting over here just mulling over this, and it's killing me.
Yeah, I've been there.
These short decks, every card is gold, but I'm going to discard Successful Diagnosis and Mulligan. Anything else, or should I just start my investigation?
Now you're free to start your investigation.
All right, I'll start by drawing my card. Oh, where was this? One turn ago. When
Yeah, usually the case.
All right, let's start with res. No changes here. All of my guys generate the same regardless of their location. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 19. All right, buddy. I'm going to buy 5. I think it's tough discarding last turn. Just wait until you see this one. That's 5. All right, and turn to you to sell and buy for conspiracy.
I'm going to discard Blackfoot County Fire Department for 3 and the vending machine bomb for 6. That's total of 9. Puts me at 17. And I'm going to buy 4 cards.
Okay. It's cool for me to play event cards now, right?
Yes, unless it specifically says that you have to play during a particular phase, you can play them anytime.
Well, here's a friend in the lab. Costs 2. Play this card to search through your bureau deck and add any one equipment card to your hand. Show your opponent which card you have added. Discard this card and shuffle your deck. And knowing my luck, it's going to end up like I may as well start at the top. It was probably the very next card I was going to draw. No? Okay, good. But you're in here somewhere, you little devil. And I'm sure this will pique your interest when you see me pull this one. Wow, it is hidden. There you are. Let's see if I can make this work. A vending machine bomb.
Yeah, I don't have any agents that I can spare. Out of those 4, I need all 4 of them. So that's why I ended up.
Stephen is giving me the high sign here. So, and it looks like he's very tired. So I must have done something a long time ago. What's on your mind?
No, it wasn't what you did. Your cameras got flipped around when one of them flickered off.
Oh, okay. I'll
Because your
make sure
math
they're
got
rearranged.
reversed. So yeah, I just wanted to
My board was.
correct that.
Yeah, I did not even notice.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
Now I notice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to very quickly uh, shuffle these cards up. And I don't believe I've turned it over to you yet.
Um, yes, I did buy I did sell and buy.
You did
So
sell them by. Okay. Okay. That'll do. This is in my hand, but I'm going to go ahead and pay. I'm going to pay the 6 of no healing. No one's injured. And so I'm going to go to requisition. I'm going to pay the 6 to attach the vending machine bomb to Agent King.
well,
Oh, that's in the field. Oh,
yes, yes.
shoot. Well, then
Well, just
I
give it to give it to Scully. You don't need her.
oh, sure, sure. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yes.
Uh, uh, so if this activator is field, but I still requisition it during this phase, right?
Yes, it's just that the agent has to be in the field instead of the bureau.
Okay, poor Miles Coolis, but he was actually my intended target to begin with anyway.
I think
Oh,
one or two RP agents are, yeah, the target for that particular card.
yeah.
Oh, he still has his token, so I think maybe uh, as long as he still has his token, maybe you won't sacrifice him, but who knows?
I don't know. Sometimes vending machine bombs, you can't predict anything,
Yeah.
especially since I have a massive amount of cards in my hand. The last thing I need is to spend a token to get another card, just end up tossing it. Okay, so that is requisition. We'll go to deployment and I'll bring Agent King out to the field as well. Besides, Agent Janice kind of does the same thing, doesn't he? Oh no, to pay for one, not to
Yeah.
search for one. Yeah.
So actually, with those two together, you can use Coolest token to search for the card, and then, um, well, although you don't have to pay for it to play it. So yeah. Oh. Mm. Yeah, no. Okay.
Hmm. All right, so that takes care of deployment. For my site, we are going to go to Striker's Cove, a boring one, not the Fight the Future card, but Striker's Cove in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. This is evidence collection 4 plus and an affiliation question. I turn to you for any bluffs.
Um, okay, so I have one bluff.
I'll use one of Scully's tokens to view that bluff.
It's deceiving the flock. Force an opponent to discard one card from their hand at random.
Okay. Hmm. Got some good cards here. That would really bum me out if you got just the right card. Let's see. All right. This is evidence collection. So I'm going to send, well, I'll just send everybody. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to keep Coolest back and I'm going to send Rankin, Janice, Scully, and King. So this is evidence collection 4 plus. For evidence collection, I have Scully at 2, Janice at 1, and Rankin at 2. So I've got 5.
All right. So, well, so deceiving the flock, it costs 1, so it's free since it was face down.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of jumble my cards around here to make room for this. And what I'll do is I'll just lay them all out. You're going to make my debriefing phase easy for me by taking one of these cards out for me. Okay. So was that 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. And what I'll do is I'll just point.
Number 7.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yes.
Street contacts. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. All right. That takes care of bluffs. Did you have any other cards you want to play to try and stop my investigation?
Yes, I just need to think of the right combination of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, so it's affiliation, correct?
Correct, sir.
So I'm going to play the attack alien for 6.
Oh,
So it's alien creature and activate a conspiracy and affiliation site. The long range combat round is skipped. Combat cards cannot be used against the attack alien.
Let's do it. Let's go right to combat.
All right, so no long range and close range. The attack alien deals 5 damage. So, and how much damage? If I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you deal 7 damage, correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to pay 2 to play the untitled combat cards from Fight the Future that play on any alien or government adversary to negate all damage allocated to that adversary this round. So I'm first dealing 5 damage, and I'm going to deal the 5 damage to Agent Scully.
And what type of card is that?
It's the combat card.
The combat cards can't be played on this alien, right?
No, it cannot be played against.
Oh, against.
Yeah.
Semantics.
Yeah.
All right, refresh my memory. Who?
So I'm dealing 5 damage to Scully.
Of course.
And the combat card negates the damage that your team inflicts on me, so the attack alien can fight one more close range combat round.
Okay, well, I am down to 2, 3, 4, 5 in my damage, and you're still at 5, right? So who's next?
So I'm dealing 5 damage to Agent Rankin. the attack alien's health is 6, so I still have 1 health left. So I'm going to be sending Agent um, Agent King to the hospital.
Am I still? I'm not on camera anymore. Let me bring these over. Now, I don't put 5 tokens on these, right? I just put
Just the
the
number of
maximum of their health. Yeah.
yes.
Good, because I was running out of tokens there. Wow. And of course, I discarded my successful diagnosis. Oh. I could have used Janice's thing here to spare one person from going to the hospital. I didn't think about that.
Well, actually you couldn't have, because if in order for you to do that, you first have to have used Genesis token to pay for one of the keyword medical or healing cards, and only when you've done that you can use the second effect.
But then I could have used Coolis's token to find the card, play it, use Janice's token to save one person from going to the hospital.
That's what I thought earlier, but since Coolis's token allows you to play the card for free, so I don't think you can use, you cannot use Genesis token because the card is free.
Well, what if I wanted to pay for it?
Yeah, maybe you could say that, okay, it costs maybe 1, okay, but I'm deciding to use Genesis token to pay for it, but well, it does say you may play this card for 0 cost, so you don't have to.
Right, yeah, the choice would be mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shit. I guess I live and learn on that one. And my apologies for the language there. Well, that having been said, see, I knew this was going to be a fast game. Yeah, well, obviously I can't make evidence collection. Oh, Stephen wants to break in here.
This sort of just came to my attention as you guys were hemming and hawing over Coolis's effect. So you use the token, you search through your deck, you draw the healing card.
Yes.
But you don't decide. Let's say you just want to hold on to it. So, would a few rounds go by and then you at that point decide to play it for free, or do you think we should add the stipulation to Coolis's effect saying that if the card is immediately playable, you may do so for 0 cost?
Yeah. I think
it's a little more conventional.
Yeah, you could say you may play this card immediately for 0 cost.
Something to say that you have to play it like imminently, as opposed to like wait a few rounds and like, oh hey, don't you recall a few rounds ago I pulled that card for for Coolis's effect, so it's free. I don't think we want to do it that way, right? I mean, it's a healing card. I mean, first aid, immediate medical attention, and all that. So come on, it's not gonna work a few rounds later. So yeah, I think we should revise it just slightly to say.
I think if we want to cover all basics, maybe we can say add the card, show the card to your opponent and add it to your hand, or play it immediately for 0 cost.
Yeah, I would say I'm leaning towards playing it immediately, like in the same round.
Yeah, me too. We never know what strategy you might want to use, and maybe you just want to have the card in your hand and maybe not play it immediately. I don't know why you would. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you've seen your opponent's hand and you see that your opponent has 2 adversaries, so you want to be prepared, you draw the healing card immediately before your opponent has a chance to send Coolis to the hospital, because then you would not be able to use it. So I think you
Or
should.
like if David opted to like do that, like, oh, you played the attack alien and like, oh, I got nothing to negate that, but before we go into combat, I'm gonna use Coolis's effect and pull a healing card.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, so yeah, I think we need to like maybe just amend that. But we can throw in the show the card to your opponent because that is a conventional stipulation of a search through your bureau deck effect, and there's obviously plenty of room on this card
Yes.
to add that in there. Show this card to your opponent. Shuffle your deck. If this card is immediate, what? How do we? What's the normal?
I think we could, so we can keep the first sentence and then add the card to your hand. No, show the card to your show the card to your opponent and add it to your hand, or play it immediately for 0 cost.
Yeah, we'll work out the kinks in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, that's the idea. It has the card needs to be if the card is played for free, it needs to be done in the same turn or immediately or same phase, whatever.
I think usually it's I think immediately is usually found.
Upon drawing it.
Yeah. When you play the card for free on the when the game effect says you can play it for free, it's usually played immediately for free.
Correct. Okay, so we'll probably use the word immediately. Like I said, first aid is often conducted immediately.
Yeah.
By the way, David, that was brutal.
That was
Yeah.
The
difficult
loss of
to
the whole team.
that was difficult to go through, let alone
Yeah.
watch from the
It,
sidelines.
it was way more powerful than I anticipated.
I mean, the combat card really tipped the scale. Otherwise, the attack alien would have only walked away with, well, not
Well,
away.
just one.
Attack alien would have taken out one agent.
Yeah, and with the combat card, I was like, okay, I'm going to be able to take out 2 agents, but I did not do the math, and yeah, there was still 1 health remaining. So,
Well, if David had brought Coolis in, then yeah, then I think then only 2 agents would have been lost because Coolis has like 1. But yeah, no, but again, gift of hindsight, 2020, and all that.
I've got plans for Coolis.
Yeah, I know. Because I know, I understand. Because like what Guillaume could have done if you'd included him, Guillaume could have sent Coolis to the hospital. There would have been at least a couple, 3 rounds where healing card notwithstanding that vending machine bomb would get no use. So excluding him was the smart move going into this next round.
But with only 1 agent with only 2 agents remaining, would you want to get rid of 1 agent immediately?
Yeah.
if I'm able to successfully investigate a site, of course.
Yeah, I mean, and David, you do have the luxury of using Coolis's effect to go get a healing card. Well, I don't know if you have another successful diagnosis in that deck, but another healing card to maybe help get one of those agents out quicker. So there's that.
I do have some healing cards, but I have specific plans for those too. I don't know that.
Anyway, kick me out.
But yeah,
I'm
enough
talking
with
too
you.
much about strategy. You guys haven't even. Yeah.
Yeah, let me ruin this on my own.
Yeah.
All right. So Striker's Cove goes to discard. We'll bring Janice back here. Unless there's anything else, we'll move to debriefing.
I have 7 cards.
I have quite a few more. I've got 10, so I've got some thinking to do here. No, I don't want to. Okay, here's one. Buzz Miho, unfortunately. Well, too late for this one. Cryogenic tube.
Yeah.
One more. All right. Dr. Ben Braunschweig will also go. That takes me down to 7. I'll turn back to you to start your investigation.
Okay, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res. Well, first of all, Michaud has 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, plus 2 from friend in the FBI. And I'm going to buy 3 cards. Why not 4 cards? And passing it back to you.
Okay. Well, finally, I have the right card at the right time here. I'm going to sell shotgun for 6. And very quickly, I'm actually going back. Okay. Don't want to do that. Yeah, just the shotgun for 6. That takes me up to 12. Or no, I'm sorry, 6 takes me up to 14. And then do need to make some purchases here. I'm going to buy 2. No, and okay. Back to you, sir.
So no healing. No healing, no requisition. And for case assignment, what are we going to do? Can I investigate one? Okay. We are going to go investigate the federal building in Dallas, Texas. First of all, I didn't say, but everyone stays in the field. So federal building, Dallas, Texas. Criminal investigation or subterfuge, motive or method. And I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for it, since
Okay.
it has to do with criminal investigation. And passing it to you for any bluffs you may have.
I have 2 bluffs.
Okay, so I'm sending everyone to investigate the federal building.
Okay. First bluff, nasty surprise. Add 5 tokens to your pool. It costs 3, but it was played upside down, so it costs 2. So I will net 3 to my pool here. Takes me up to 15. And second bluff, let's see if this works. Government ambulance. That costs 5, but played upside down, so it's 4. This government ambulance is a play on an agent that is about to be moved to the oh, what a dipstick. All right, let's put those 4 back on, and I'm going to put that back in my my hand. and pretend like that never happened. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think there are three cards government ambulance, so I think we for future playtests we need to make sure to only use one, so that doesn't come up. Because there is that
Or
one, there is a version where you draw the top card of your bureau deck, and depending on what type of card it is, there is different action, and there's also I think an event card as well. So
or is it possible to consider different names for these cards, or is that did they do that on purpose?
I think it's because I think it's just one of those cards where the effect evolved based on our suggestions, but the three versions of the cards remain in order for us to be able to playtest them and see which one would work best.
Hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the event version of that card works best. But yeah.
All right. Well, no other plays.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't say which one I was going to be using. I was going to be using Subterfuge 5 plus, and I have I have 7 Subterfuge.
Okay. I do have an adversary to play. A weaponized honeybee.
All right.
That cost me 7, so I'll take that down. And for the benefit of our viewers, weaponized honeybee. Play this card to send the agent with the lowest health to the hospital with health halved, rounded down, and any attached equipment discarded. Directed player's choice if lowest health is shared by multiple agents. The agent may only leave the hospital when a healing card is played on them. And we did make an adjustment to that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Healing starts when the healing card is played.
So yeah, we did. So the agent may not start to heal until a healing card has been successfully played on them, and also at the beginning we specified that this card does not initiate combat.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that I even got that in the notes, to be honest with you.
Yes, I think you did, because that's where I got it from.
Oh, well, there you go. I just didn't write it on the card then.
Yeah.
So the agent with the lowest health on your team, sir? Unless you have something to negate my
So
adversary. He is keyword adversary, alien, and phenomenon. Oh, that's not a result site though, is it?
oh no, it's not.
Ah,
Yeah,
all
well,
right.
I was so eager to playtest Fight the Future Adversary that I did not even, and I put the card, I have it right in front of me, but yeah, result site.
Okay. Well, I already paid for it and everything, so I just kind of
But
have
you
to
can
let that one go.
you can just add it back to your hand and add the tokens back to your conspiracy pool. It's a
Are you
friendly
sure?
game, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no need for you to just lose 7 CP over nothing.
But if I don't have a punishment, I'll never learn.
True. Why not just empty out your conspiracy pool then, and we'll call
Oh
it.
man, I'll do just fine on my own with that. Um, all right, then. Unfortunately, I have nothing to stop you. I thought I had two really great cards to stop you, but I didn't.
Okay, so it's a motive or method question. Um, is your
So would this be the point where I play my vending machine bomb?
I think you technically have to wait until I ask the question, and then
Oh,
you
play
can.
when your opponent has asked a characteristic question
So
or
is
has
your
asked the identity of
yeah,
your
so
X file.
is your X Files method threats?
Wow. Vending machine bomb will take coolest out.
Oh, good riddance.
Oh. Okay, removed from the game, so I'll set them off there. That's too bad. I like Randy Travis. All right. We'll have yet to see if my plan works. Um, if we've discussed this before, and maybe Stephen will want to jump in on this too, wouldn't the vending machine bomb have the killer keyword on it, or did we decide that that's not necessary?
I think that hasn't come up. I think it's because it's the one instance where you yourself are willingly sacrificing one of your agents, as opposed to your adversary removing one of your agents from the game.
Yeah, and Stephen is nodding his head yes on that.
Um, so I have a lot of discarding to do. So
Okay, I have 7, so no discard.
okay. All right. So I'm discarding Frohiki, Grid Parent Search, Euresco Building, and this one card that was my original intention, was to play it after the Attack Alien. It was Aliens Monitor the Project from the Scully set, and basically you play this card after you've played this card after playing a keyword alien adversary and resolving the combat. You may play one additional adversary from your hand with the keyword alien or government for 0 cost, ignoring activator requirements. So I had something else prepared, but the Attack Alien did it all by himself. Or
Yeah,
itself.
you didn't need that. That attack alien is pretty much a one-man wrecking ball there.
Right, so I now have 7 cards.
All right, so it's to me to start my investigation.
Yes.
All right, I'll start by drawing my free card. And res, I gain 1. And let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to buy 2. Nope. And okay, this will be a quick turn. Turn to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to sell shotgun for 6. And I'm going to buy well, just 1 card. And passing it to you.
All right. Well, a much needed healing phase. Take 2 off of Scully since her health is 4. And 1 off of each of these other agents here. Let's see. I'm going to. We're moving on to a requisition phase, and hey, why not? I'm going to requisition the compact digital binoculars. It's my buddy Agent Janice. That costs me 3. Activator is field, so I can play that on him out there. 1, 2, 3 to pay for that. And you
Yeah, I don't like that card.
don't like it?
No, I don't. Just looked at its game effect and
Oh, you don't like being on the receiving end of it.
no.
Okay.
No, otherwise, I love it. If I'm the investigating player, I love it.
Ouch. All right. I believe that is all. I have no uh, case assignment. So unless you have anything you want to play, we can move right to debriefing.
No, I don't have. I don't have anything to play, and I have 7 cards.
Okay. I have 9, so I've got some more thinking to do. Gonna discard. Oh, I hate to do this, but welding goggles. And
Looking at compact digital binoculars, the cost is 3, and I wonder if maybe the cost should be increased to 4, just because you can force your opponent to discard 1 bluff, which is basically what Langley does for 2, and you also look at your opponent's hand, which it's like for 1 extra you can look at your opponent's hand, so maybe 4 would be a better cost for that card. I'm not sure. Something to discuss maybe.
I had some really bad Wi-Fi connection there, so unfortunately you broke up. You were talking about the cost, and I'm going to bring Steven in here too.
Yeah, I agree with Guillaume. When you put the two effects together, compare them to like other cards that provide those effects. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I wouldn't object to increasing the cost of that by 1.
I think it's a good card, and yeah, for 3 I would be more than willing to equip my agent with it. But yeah, I think if it was only just force your opponent to show all the bluffs in your hand, and you
Yeah.
discard one kind of warning from the lower for bluffs, then maybe
Yeah.
for 3 would be good. But
Look at okay, so Visions of a Madman, the bluff from 1013 costs 3. And a typical card to force opponent to discard a card costs 1. So collectively that adds up to 4. So yeah. And this one you're getting the luxury of not only getting to play it in the field, which, once you get your agent on the field, then it's pretty much any time,
yeah.
and you get to hold on to it for,
Yes.
just the right occasion. So I think that bit of added luxury does warrant a little bit of a boost in the sticker price.
Okay, for our viewers and for future reference, I'm going to read the effect out loud here. Discard the compact digital binoculars to look at all cards in your opponent's hand. You may select 1 bluff to be discarded. The cost is 3, and you guys are thinking it should be 4.
Yes.
Yeah, and I referenced a bluff card, Visions of a Madman, but also Luther Lee Boggs, the witness card, also costs 3. So, Kate, if anyone wanted to correct me on that, it's like same cost when you look at the RP variant of that effect. So yeah, I move. Yeah, I would favor upping it to 4. It's still fair. It's a fair price for what you're getting. Which you're getting 2 things out of that.
I'm hoping Nathan is still out there observing.
And you can also look at like the warning from the Loa Premier card, which also costs 3, which allows you to look at just the adversary cards in your opponent's hand, and then you force your opponent to discard one of those adversaries if they have more than one.
And it's
that one
one at
costs 3.
random.
What's
And
that?
it's one at random as well, if I remember
It's one
correctly.
at random. So, but again, that's a card that it's this equipment card that you have here. You get the luxury of equipping it in the field and then holding on to it for just the right time. Whereas, like a card like Warren from the Lower, Luthery Boggs, or whatever, you got to keep that one in your hand, and it's taking up real estate in your hand until you feel like it's the right time to play it. So yeah, I think you're getting a little bit of added luxury with this card and with its activator and all that. So I would favor getting to, and you're getting to see the whole hand as opposed to just like say the bluffs only. Now, if we were to modify it to you get to look at only the bluffs in your opponent's hand, then I would be like, okay, I could see keeping it at 3 then. But we're getting to see the whole hand.
I think to me it's the whole hand and getting to decide which bluff.
Yep.
Because it does make a difference.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not random.
I think it's good the way it is, but yeah, one extra RP and then it's perfect.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the effect. The effect is fine. It's just the cost is questionable.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something we can just decide on now, or do you want me to just throw it in the notes for later discussion?
We are just 3 people, so we want to let everyone else who's a part of the expansion development team weigh in on it. But I would be surprised if we get any objections to that.
We're the 3 people.
I wouldn't say. Like Nathan's like, what am I, chopped liver?
No, I was actually throwing Nathan's name out there. I was hoping to get his instant reaction to that, but I'm not sure that he's still with us. We still have 5 viewers.
It is after midnight.
But yeah, it is getting a little late, and he had quite a big run today, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was asleep at his table with the feed still going, but he's passed out.
Yeah.
Anyway, a good discussion. We'll add that to the notes for later debate. Thank you very much. All right. Where were we?
So you are
discarding for debriefing. Yeah. So I'm going to discard Texas Trio. Unfortunately, a Fight the Future one that I was kind of counting on adds 3 to any one team's alien investigation, observation, or subterfuge skill check, but hopefully I can pick that back up later. And Welding Goggles, another Fight the Future. Discard this card to just decrease the sight prerequisite by 1. That would have been handy at some point. Steven is waving his hand again. What's up?
What card was that?
Welding Goggles?
No, the one you just read. I don't have that one. Was that
discard
a witness?
I've got Texas Trio.
Yeah, is that a witness card?
Yes.
Yeah, witness.
I don't have that card. So what? Chris and Okay, so I have Cody and Chris.
Yes, so there are 2 witnesses.
You just read is different.
Yeah, there is so Cody and Chris, which is play to add 1 RP to your pool every time a current question or negate card is played. And there is also it's kind of an alternate card. It's from the same scene, and it's the Texas Trio, and there are the 3 boys featured on it, and it's, as David said, add 3 to any one team's alien investigation, observation, or subterfuge skill check.
Okay, we'll have to check with Dax, but I think maybe that card was removed from the running. So it may not even be one we need to worry about playtesting, but we'll have to check. I'm not sure because we have the Chris and Cody witness card.
Well, I think
the Texas Trio was just removed altogether. I think.
Well, in any case, we can only keep 1.
And I would be moving to include Chris and Cody over. I mean, but. So anyway, I just wanted to check because like I said, I don't have that card in my set of playtest cards that Dax sent me, so I just wanted to. But we'll have to check and see what the.
Although Texas Trio might be more useful than could increase.
Oh,
I mean, depending on.
yeah, I know. I'm a bit biased. I'll admit. This is my. I thought of the effect for that one.
Well, it's the good thing about that effect is that it can be used for another witness.
It
Like
could
it's
be
not
used for just about
specific
any
for that,
card. Yeah.
but it is a
Well,
good effect. Like we need more RP generating cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the Texas Trio give you add to 3 different skills.
Yes.
That's a
mhm.
Well,
lot.
yeah.
Maybe I would say keep it at 2 skills, but that's just me.
Well, since there are 3 of them, so I think it makes sense. Like it's they had 3 and to one skill check. So
Yeah. Well, it's not like Emil and Zoe contributed to 2 skills, but but I see your point though.
yeah.
Well, that whole thing might be moot if that a card was actually intended to be removed from the
It
set.
might have been, but we'll have to follow up with that. Anyway, kick me out again.
You're out of here. Okay. All right. That takes me down to 7. So unless there's anything else, I will turn over to you to start your investigation.
Okay, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm generating my res, so 2 from Michaud, and 4 plus 2 from Friendly FBI. And it's like I do have the resource, but then I don't, and I want to go through my deck, but there are cards here that I want to play, so it's a tough decision.
What is your resource pool at right now? 23?
Yeah, and that's surprising because I was afraid with Michaud only contributing to the conspiracy pool when he's in the field, plus Skinner. So I think having the 9 immediately during the first round helped me, and friendly FBI also. So hopefully you don't unexpectedly call me.
You know, I'll let you off the hook. You know, I did not put that card in here since it's uh, unfavorable amongst the group.
Okay, so I'm going to buy 3 cards, I think. 4. I'm going to buy 4 cards and passing it to you.
Okay. Well, I need some variety here, so I'm going to buy 2. No selling. I'm just going to dip into my bank account there. And back to you.
Okay. I have too many cards.
Oh.
Yeah. Like so
I'm curious who's still with us on the live viewing here. We've got 3. Jonathan, are you still awake? Madeline, all you guys out there? If you are, give me a comment there. Oh, Stephen wants to chime in.
I think one of my
Oop.
I think one of the viewers is my TV in the other room. I had you guys up on the big screen earlier while I was making popcorn and all that. So
Oh,
I forgot to turn it off. So that's probably one of the It's probably one of the three. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Madeline's still with us, but I would assume Jonathan is probably the other one.
It's a false metric. It says 3, but I can't trust the data.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh man, here I was all excited. I thought I might actually have viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, where were
Hmm.
we?
All right. So I was deciding what to do. So I cannot do what I wanted to do. No, I don't think so. Okay, no. So no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays in the field, and we are going to go investigate um, the B dome again. I'm going to use, so it's subterfuge or evidence collection, affiliation or method. And I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for the site since it has. Oh, no, hold on. No, not Colton. I'm going to use Rich's token to pay for the site. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, a subterfuge or evidence collection, affiliation or method.
Not result. Come on.
Yeah, no, I did not forget that you have that one card. Well, to be fair, I don't have a result site in my hand, so
Ah,
yeah.
well, yeah. Just one bluff then.
All right, I'm sending everyone to the site, so I'm going to be using subterfuge. I have 7, and the prerequisite is 5.
Okay. The bluff is Conrad Strughold. Yes,
So I know that we talked about that one card before, but can you remind me of what it does?
of course. Let me pay for it first. I feel pretty good that I've got this one. The cost is 6, but it was played upside down, so 5. So I'll take 5 off. And Conrad Strughold, play to increase all skill checks performed by the team at this site by 4. If your opponent is able to successfully make every skill check, remove Conrad Strughold from the game. If one skill check is failed, the site is discarded. Return Strughold to your bureau deck and shuffle. Each player may have only one copy of this card in their deck. So
Uh,
your prerequisite you said was 5,
5, so that's 9,
makes it 9. Yeah,
and I only have 7.
unless you have a witness or something to negate my bluff there. Oh, but we're not negating fight the future bluffs or fight the future cards. Did you have a witness or anything to increase your skill check?
No. So hold on. Play. Okay. Play. Hey, Yost.
Yost is with us. Thank you for
Okay.
joining.
It doesn't work there. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do about that card.
Well, look at me. Something actually worked.
Yeah, Conrad Struggle. So it's.
I put him back to my bureau and I'll shuffle that now.
Yeah.
And your site is discarded.
Yeah. So I hope never to see his ugly face again during the game. Okay, so. Okay, and lots of discarding to do. One more card. Do you have any cards to discard, David?
You caught me. I just finished shuffling, so let me count up real quick. 8. I have to get rid of 1. Oof, this sucks, but I'm going to discard the mailman. That takes me down to 7.
So I'm discarding Spying Mission, Ambush, Church of the Red Museum, and Stevie.
Stevie.
Yeah. And I'm still not halfway through my deck. Yeah, and I have 7 cards.
All right, then I will start my investigation. Draw a free card. And I'll generate my whopping 1 res. Takes me up to 3. Where's my friend in the FBI? I don't have any friends. Well, I had a friend in the lab earlier.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't complain too much. Yeah, I'm going to keep my res points. So I will turn to you to sell and buy for conspiracy.
I'm going to sell the GPS tracker for 6. I was debating equipping it to one of my agents during the previous turn, but even with that card, I would have been unable to make 2-site skill check investigation, 2-site investigation. So GPS tracker. So that's 6, puts me at 20. And
Yost, you missed a devastating turn. We'll revisit it after the game is up. But yeah, not one I'll be forgetting anytime soon.
I'm going to buy 2 cards. Oh, just 1 card. And passing it to you.
Okay. Well, another much needed healing phase. So I will take. Well, refresh my memory. I don't have my quick references. Healing is before deployment, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So heal 2 from Scully, 1 from Rankin, and 1 from King. And then requisition. I will not be doing any requisitioning. Deployment. I'll move Scully back to the field. And then case assignment. We're going to go to my backyard, the Olympic National Forest in beautiful Washington State. This is evidence collection 4 plus and a result question. It costs 2, so I'll take that now. And I will turn to you for any bluffs.
No bluffs.
All right. If now's the appropriate time, well, no, I'll move Janice and Scully to the site. It's evidence collection 4. Scully has evidence collection 2. Janice has 1. And oh shit. I find myself short. So actually, I am not going to investigate that site because I don't have the appropriate card that I thought I did.
No, which card did you thought you had?
Well, I have it. I don't have the points I need
Okay.
to pay for it, is the problem.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull them back. I guess I'll discard National Forest. And unless you have any cards, we'll move to debriefing.
Um, now, like, do you want to add the side back to your hand and add the 2 to your res?
No,
Like,
I only learn if I make mistakes. So
right, so no discarding. I have 7 cards.
I have 7 as well. So turn to you to start your investigation.
Right, so I'm drawing my free card. Okay. So 2 from Michaud, 4 plus 2, my last 2 from friendly FBI. So that one goes to the discard pile. I don't think I've ever had that much resource of conspiracy points ever. And I'm going to buy. Hmm. Three cards.
Okay.
4 cards. Might as well go through the deck.
Why not?
Yeah. And passing it back to you to sell and buy.
All right. Healing phase. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It's your investigation. I was so excited. Um, I'm going to keep all my cards, but I'm going to buy 2. And I'll turn back to you.
Oh. Okay, let's do that, I think. Also, no healing, and I'm debating equipping my agent with something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for requisition, I'm going to requisition the GPS tracker to Skinner for 6. And for for deployment, everyone stays in the field, and for case assignment, we are going to go investigate the flight 549 crash site. It costs 1, and it has the keyword bureaucracy, so I'm using Colton's token to pay for it. And we're also going to investigate the last site on the travel plans. So this one is free, if I manage to flip it. So it's Hong Kong. So travel plan goes to the discard pile. So we have 2 sites. We have so flight 549, it's bureaucracy 5+, or evidence collection 5+, and it's motive or result. And we have Hong Kong evidence collection 5+, or subterfuge 5+, and it's method or result.
I'm sorry. What was the prerequisite for that one?
Evidence collection or subterfuge.
Okay. I'm going to put this bluff on Hong Kong, please.
Okay. So I'm going to send I need to do this correctly. Yes. So Skinner and Colton are going to go to the crash site, and Rich and Mishra are going to go to Hong Kong. So we are first going to investigate the crash site. It's bureaucracy. I'm going to be using bureaucracy 5+, and I have 5 bureaucracy. And it's motive or result.
Shoot. All right, I have nothing to stop your investigation.
Okay, so motive or result. Is your motive ideology?
It is not.
Okay.
How many do you have me down to now?
Okay, well, not that much, actually. Because I did not get a yes answer. Oh, I have you down to 18. So, yeah, not much. All right, so this one is discarded. And we're going to move to Hong Kong. First, I'm going to discard the GPS tracker to allow Skinner to join the team in Hong Kong. The GPS tracker is a Fight the Future card. Discard this card to move any one agent in the field to another site in the field immediately. The GPS tracker allows the agent to provide their skills to more than one skill check per turn. So Hong Kong, I'm going to use Subterfuge. It's 5+, and I have 7 Subterfuge.
Okay. My bluff here is the wrong building. It costs 5, but I played it upside down, so it takes 4. Force your opponent to swap the attached site with another site anywhere in the field. If no other site is available, the attached site is discarded.
Oh, that sucks. What a waste of 6 resource for the GPS tracker. Possible site attached site to another site anywhere if no site is available. Yeah. Nothing I can do if I'm not able to use a keyword negate card, so hold on, let me just see if there is something that no, that will do the trick.
Okay.
So yeah, that's so moving on to debriefing. I have 10 cards.
Ooh, I have 8, so I'm racking my brain here as well.
Okay, so I'm going to discard the implant records and steals memory, laser barrier, and the well manicured man. And I now have 7 cards.
Oof. I am going to discard covert government train. That takes me down to 7.
Yeah, my agents don't have any game effect tokens, so. All right, your turn then.
I'm sorry, I missed your comment.
Yeah, covert government train doesn't it allow you to steal one of my agents' game effect tokens?
Yeah.
But none of my agents have any game effect tokens, so might as well get rid of it.
Yeah, I'll let that one go. All right. Are we good to
Yes, your turn.
for me to start? Okay.
Sure.
Draw my free card. All right. Generate res. I get a big 3 on this one, 2 from Scully and 1 from Janice. And I'm going to stick with what I have, so I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
So I'm going to sell against all odds for 5. Puts me at 26.
Where's too close to the truth when I need it?
Yeah. And I'm going to buy. You know what? I'm going to buy 6 cards.
Big spender.
Yeah, and now I'm halfway through my deck.
Nice.
Oh no. Huh. Okay.
Anything else?
Sorry. No. That's it. I did my selling and buying, so you're free
Okay.
to finally heal the final tokens of Agent King and Agent Rankin.
Yeah. So healing, I will take the final token off these guys. No requisition. So moving to deployment. I'll bring these guys back over to the field. And That having been said, I think I'm going to discard my compact digital binoculars to take a look at that vast hand of yours there.
Oh, okay. Get ready. So I'm going to make some room. So okay. So you get to look at my hand, and then you get to force me to discard one bluff.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start with the race cards. So I have Grid Parent Search, Against All Odds, Happy Birthday, the Apollo 11 Keychain. So these are two cards that I drew this turn. So Ellen's Airbase. So those are the resource cards. Conspiracy, I have Burn It, Cabal Interference, Scott Garrett, The Black Haired Man, and for the bluffs, I have 3 bluffs: No Trespassing, Call Troubles, and Laser Barrier.
Mm. I'm sorry, the first one again was?
So No Trespassing, it's a Season 4 bluff, and it's play this card to prevent all agents with the keyword FBI from contributing to any skill checks occurring at this site.
That'll be the one,
All right.
since all of my guys are FBI.
It's discarded, correct?
Correct, yep.
Yeah.
Discard the compact digital binoculars to look at all cards in your opponent's hand. You may select one bluff to be discarded.
All right. Well, at least that's one less card that I have to worry about discarding during the debriefing.
Right. All right, moving on to a case assignment. I've got the Fairfield Zoo. That is observation 4+, and you may ask a motive question. Any bluffs?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, and I need to pay for that site. That's 2, so I'll take 2 off.
I have one bluff.
I'll use Scully's token to see that bluff.
So it's Leather Barrier.
And what is that one again?
Play to prevent one agent assigned to a site from contributing the agent's skill to one skill check. My choice.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move all 4 agents to the site. It's observation 4+. I have Scully with 2, Agent Rankin with 2, and Agent King with 2. Janice is just along for the ride there. He has no observation skill.
Right, so I'm going to pay 1 for Laser Barrier, and I'm going to prevent Scully from contributing her skills to the site skill check.
Okay.
And I have 1 more card to play. I'm going to play Cabal Interference. Play this card to send 1 opposing agent, my choice, to the hospital immediately, undamaged. The agent may not contribute to any skill checks this turn. So the card costs 5, but discard any 1 keyword government adversary from your hand to play this card for 0 cost, and I'm going to discard the Black-Haired Man, which is keyword government, to play Cabal Interference for 0 cost. And I'm going to prevent Agent King from... I'm going to send Agent King to the hospital undamaged.
Okay. So I'm down to 2. And I'm going to to kind of expose myself here. What are the rules regarding playing an agent from your hand?
It has to be done during the deployment phase.
Oh, okay. Then, that having been said, I have nothing to change the outcome there, so I only have 2. So I fail the site investigation. And unless there's anything else, we'll move to debriefing.
Yeah.
I have 7, so no discard.
I'm going to discard Burn It, and I now have 7 cards.
Okay. Then I will turn to you to begin your investigation.
All right, so I'm going to draw my free card. Generating my res, so Misho at 2, and hold on. Hold on. And I'm going to play Happy Birthday on Colton. Play on 1 agent during the briefing phase to double the agent's res for 1 turn. In addition, you may requisition 1 equipment card to the agent at no cost. Each player may only have 1 of these cards in their deck. So Happy Birthday, Colton. So his res is now 4, so that's 1, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to buy I'm going to buy 4 cards and passing it to you to sell and buy.
Okay. I'm going to sell smoke and mirrors for 5. Which sucks. That's like my prize card right now. I never had enough res to make it work. And I am going to buy. Oh, I'll sit with my 7. I'll turn back to you.
All right. So I drew hard evidence, so I'm going to play it immediately. So pay 2 to add 3 to your, well, to add 5. That puts me at 20. And I am also going to play Grid Parent Search for 2 to look through my discard pile and which one should I use? So I'm going to draw 1 equipment card, and there are 2 that I want to. I'm debating whether to use one or the other. Well, you know what? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to add vending machine bomb to my hand. And so we are briefing phase, no healing. And for requisition, I'm going to requisition the vending machine bomb at no cost, thanks to Happy Birthday to Tom Colton.
And with that, his fate is sealed.
Well, I still want to to use him, but if it comes to that, you never know. Requisition deployment. Everyone is staying in the field. I'm bringing them all together. And for case assignment, we are going to go investigate Ellen's airbase, Idaho. I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for one, and I'm paying the other one with my pool. It's bureaucracy 4+ or bureaucracy and affiliation.
Affiliation. Okay. I have one. Hold on. Two bluffs for you, sir.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Everyone is going to Ellen's airbase.
All right. You sure you're ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, the first one's a true bluff. It's just friend in the lab.
Another friend in the lab.
Another friend in the lab, and I'm throwing him away, throwing away his friendship. The other one is a nasty surprise. Add 5 tokens to your conspiracy pool. It costs 3, but I played it upside down, so it costs me 2. I'll net 3 out of that, so that takes me up to 10. Since that's an affiliation site, I have nothing else to stop your investigation.
All right. So, is your affiliation government?
It is not.
Wow. Okay, so this site is discarded, and I have 8 cards. No, I want to keep them all. How many do you have?
I only have 4.
Okay. Okay, well, against my better judgment, I have to sell or to discard the Apollo 11 keychain because there is one other card that I have in my hand. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to play it, but I really want to play it. So, okay, I now have 7 cards.
All right.
It's too bad that the Apollo 11 keychain doesn't have the activator field because that would have been good to requisition it during the same turn as Happy Birthday, but too bad.
Yeah, unfortunate. All right. So I'll begin my investigation.
Yes.
Okay. Draw my free card. What a turd. I mean, yay. I will generate my res, which is 2 from Scully, 1 from Janice, and 1 from Rankin, so 4. And I will buy 3. One of them is not on the menu, so I'm going to pay 2 and take my 2 right now. And I'll turn to you to sell and buy, sir.
Okay. And I'm not selling anything, and I'm going to buy 2 cards and passing it to you.
All right. No healing and no requisition. Excuse me. Deployment. I'm going to bring Agent King back from the hospital. And unfortunately, I do not have a site that I can play. So unless you have anything, we'll go straight to debriefing.
Hold on. I don't think I have anything to play. No. No, I don't have anything to play, so I'm going to discard. I have to discard 2 cards.
I've got 9, so I've got a 2 to get rid of here.
So I'm discarding X, and I'm discarding the chauffeur.
X. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I am discarding Stevie and I'll discard government ambulance. That takes me down to 7.
Okay. All right, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res. So 1, 2, and 4. And I'm going to buy 2 cards. I'm going to buy 3 cards.
Okay.
And back to you.
For me to sell and buy, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to sell additional resources for 4 and cryopod for 4. Gives me 8. And I'm going to buy 5. I'm going to buy 5. And I'm going to play a Rejuvenating Caves for 2. And back to you, sir.
All right, so no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays in the field, and for case assignment, we are going to investigate the outskirts of Atlantic City. It's subterfuge 5 plus or observation 5 plus, and its affiliation or motive. I'm going to use Rich's token to pay for that site.
And you don't have any tokens left, do you, on any of your agents?
Well, they are not tokens; they are resource tokens, not game effects tokens.
Oh,
Like you could not steal Colton's token to put it on Scully, for instance.
yeah. I'm sorry, you played a site?
Yes, outskirts of Atlantic
Outskirts,
City,
yes.
subterfuge, observation, affiliation, motive.
All right, I've got 2 bluffs.
Let's go. Everyone's going.
All right. First one is Mailman, but I'm not going to pay to use that. I'm just going to let it go, especially since it didn't scare you. And the other one is Unmarked Helicopters for 5, but it was played upside down, so it costs 4. And the effect is, excuse me, force any team investigating a site to split up for this turn. You may pick one agent and move them to another site, your choice, immediately. If no other site is available, the agent is moved to the bureau and may not contribute to any skill check this turn. Did you have anything to uh, oppose that?
Well, no.
Okay, and so you'll have to refresh my memory. Which agents are contributing?
So Skinner contributes 3, Rich 1, and Michaud 3.
I'm sorry, it was 3, 3, and what?
1.
1. And what's the? It's 4,
It's 5 plus.
5 plus. Then I'll move Michaud back to the bureau.
All right. Well, good thing I discarded the chauffeur earlier. Well, so now I only have 4 subterfuge. So, and there is nothing I can play. So at least I take comfort in knowing that Misha will bring me 3 wares during my next turn. But otherwise, yeah, that's it for this site investigation.
All right.
So we can move to the debriefing phase.
I have 7, so no discard.
Set with notice. I have 10. We'll discard these 2 and Um, all right, so I'm going to discard Scott Garrett. I'm going to discard attempted cover-up since you have more than enough observation, and Sheriff Taylor because you have enough sciences as well. And I now have 7 cards.
Okay.
So your turn.
All right, I'll begin my investigation by drawing a card. And I will, the first turn, and since the very first turn of the game that I've been able to collect my entire res here. So I have to count it up again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And um, I'm going to buy just one. Let's see what happens. Are we still in the briefing phase?
Yes.
Oh. All right. I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to sell my second shotgun for 6. And I'm going to buy 4 cards. Yes. 4 cards. And back to you.
All right. No healing and no requisition. Deployment. I'm going to keep everyone in the field. And for case assignment, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but we're going to foam Tatooine in Tunisia.
Yeah, I would not. I know how to pronounce it in French, but I wouldn't know how to pronounce it in English. So
Well, what is the French pronunciation?
I guess if I say it in French, I'd say Tatooine.
Tatooine. That is where we are going. That site costs 2, and it is sciences 4+ and a method question. I will turn to you for bluffs.
So sciences and method. And so in 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Oof, this game is going long. I predicted a short game.
Yeah.
Steven is half awake and he's nodding his head. He's like, yeah, it's a long game.
So I'm going to play 2 bluffs.
2.
Yes.
And no tokens from Scully. Well, I suppose now is the time to play Langley for 2.
Yes. Or you could wait until the bluffs are revealed, and you can decide which one you want to negate.
Oh, because it says if there are several bluffs at the site, the bluff to be discarded must be chosen randomly. I don't get to choose, right?
But I mean, like, it's not like Alien Discretion where you have to play it when it's on a face down bluff. Like, for instance, if I reveal my first bluff and it's not a fight the future bluff, then you can say, okay, I'm going to Langley that one. But just, but you can, we can also do it that way. Just, I have the 2 bluffs and you can say which one you want me to discard.
Well, I don't want to choose now if I don't have to, because if it's a fight the future one, I'm hosed, right?
But the thing is, if the first one is not fight the future and you decide to wait until the second one, and then the second one is fight the future, then you won't be able to negate it. So, like, I don't have any advice.
Can I bring in Steven for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think for the sake of the playtesting game, I think it's okay if you want to be honest and say one of them is a fight the future and one isn't. Again, the win is secondary.
Well, am I misunderstanding the Langley card here? It says if there are several bluffs at the site, the bluff to be discarded must be chosen randomly. But
Yeah,
I can wait. I can wait until he's.
Okay, so you can play Langley after the bluffs are revealed, and then that way you can decide which one you want to discard. But yes, people can also play Langley before they're revealed, and they can be discarded randomly then. But yeah, if you just want to say, you could be like, yeah, I've got a non-fight the future bluff on here. I mean, just for the sake of playtesting, right?
There are no fight the future bluffs.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't think either way you slice it, David, you'll be able to use Langley on one of them.
Well, I'd rather wait until they're exposed.
Which you may. Well,
right.
You can play.
Okay,
so here's the way it's going to happen: is Guillaume's going to reveal one. He's going to decide whether or not he wants to pay for it. At that point, you're going to have to reconcile it. So you either use the Langley or some other way of getting out of it, or you suffer the consequences. Then he's going to play. If you decide to resolve it and you're still able to make the skill check, then he's going to reveal the next bluff and decide again whether or not he wants to pay for it. At which point, then you can decide to use your Langley. So it's gonna there isn't a modicum of choice in it. You just have to decide when you want to play it.
Pick your poison.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring all agents to the site. Thank you, Steve.
The reason I was just saying, Ian, be honest about it because we have this stipulation that we don't otherwise use in the course of a natural game, and so in this case, he doesn't suffer, having to be like, well, the other one could be a fight the future one, and then, like you said, you're not hosed that way. But again, different circumstances for a playtest game.
All right, thank you. All right, well, now that I made myself look like a dummy here, I'm taking all agents to the site and reveal the first bluff. Let's see what happens.
So how much observation do you have? 6, correct?
Just to make sure here, 2, 4, 6, correct.
All right. So the first bluff is sinus cavity implant. Face down, it's free. Play on one agent to decrease that agent's res value by 1. This card is removed when a healing card is played on the agent. So, do you want to play Langley on that one?
No, no. I'll take it.
So I'm going to put the sinus cavity implant in Agent Rankin.
Okay.
Second bluff is Jason Ludwig. Play to change a side prerequisite to behavioral 3+.
Oh, definitely Langling that guy, and I already paid for it.
I'm paying 2. Well, it's one of those instances where I could say, okay, well, I'm not playing the bluff because I know that you have a Langley. I'm paying 2 for the bluff, and it's discarded immediately. And you've used Langley on that one.
And with that, I have gone through half of my deck.
And I have one more bluff to play. Yeah, this one you're going to be familiar with. I'm going to play it face up. Conrad struggled for 6. So play to increase all skill checks by 4.
So that makes it 8. So close. But yeah, I got nothing to stop you on that one.
Right, so Jason, Conrad is shuffled back into the bureau deck, or what's remaining of it.
Can I still play Agent Janice's token right now? Moving to debriefing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use his token to search my bureau deck for a healing card.
Oh, hold on. No, you can. Genesis allows you to pay to remove to deduce 1 to deduct 1 from the cost of the healing card, but it doesn't allow you to search a bureau deck for 1. It was
Sorry.
who you so heartlessly sacrificed.
Oh, yeah. All right, let me. I did look at a couple of these cards already, so I'm going to shuffle it up.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that. We're in debriefing.
Yeah, I have 7 cards.
I have 7 as well, so no discard. I'll turn to you to start your investigation.
All right, drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, thanks to Michaud being in the bureau. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to buy 2 cards and passing it to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to sell Nurse Owens for 6. Yeah, 6. Takes me to 13. And I'm going to buy 4. All right, and back to you, sir.
No healing, no requisition. Micho returns to the field, and we're going to go investigate the federal building in Dallas, Texas. Criminal investigation of subterfuge and its motive or method. And I'm going to use. I'm going to use Rich's Monad Colton's token to pay for it. So again, criminal investigation of subterfuge, motive, or method.
And so, what is your team's observation value?
It's non-existent.
Okay. Hmm. Oh, the irony. Okay, let's do this. I've got one bluff.
Everyone's going.
Ah, it was a fake bluff. Just alien experimentation.
All right, so the skill check, I'm going to be using subterfuge 5 plus, and I have 7 subterfuge.
And what's the question again?
Method or motive?
Method or motive? I don't have anything to stop you. Go right ahead.
Okay, so will I finally get a yes answer this time? It's a matter or motive. Okay, is your motive survival?
It is not.
It's not my night. Okay.
It's not your night.
Well, no, I can ask the question, but I cannot get a yes answer. Like with 5 questions, usually we're getting closer to the end of the game, but
You at least have to have me down to single digits and options, right?
um, une, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. I have you down to 7.
You want care to make a guess?
No.
Yeah, do it. Oh man.
I've been burned too many times by penalty questions. And it's still too early for me to.
Well, it's early for you. It's pretty late for Steven.
Yeah.
He's falling asleep.
Like, for instance, if I were to ask you an identity question and I got it wrong, then you would get a penalty question. Could I use vending machine bomb then to prevent you from asking that question? Yes, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, but okay, just for my education, because I'm not going to do that. Okay, so the site is discarded, and I might get to the end of my deck before the end of the game, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 cards. Okay, so instead of okay, now I'm going to sell that one. This one is going. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to sell Syndicate Influence and Surreptitious Inducement, which is really hard for me to pronounce. Okay, I have 7 cards now.
Okay. Um, I have 9, so I'm going to discard Crossroads. And this weaponized honeybee has been a stinker this whole time, so I'm going to drop both of those. That takes me down to 7.
Okay. Oh, your turn then.
All right, I'll start with drawing a card. Interesting. Going to play. Well, first I'll generate my res, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which takes me up to 8. Then I'm going to pay 2 to get a friend in the FBI, which reminded me that I haven't been taking advantage of my rejuvenating caves this whole time. Play this card in the bureau, place 10 tokens on it. Oh, I'll have to borrow some of these as long as the alien doesn't come out again. And I'll use 2 to pay for that right off the bat. And I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 2. And I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
So I'm going to sell the Well Manicured Man for 3, and this is the one that I've been holding on to since almost the beginning. Skinner Truth is aside, but yeah, I cannot seem to guess your affiliation, and at this point, I'm not sending Skinner back to the bureau. So that's a total of 6. And I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 3 cards, 4 cards. 4 cards. And back to you.
Very good. No healing and no requisition. Deployment, they're all going to stay here in the field. And for case assignment, we're going to the B Dome. This is, I'm sure you're familiar with this, Subterfuge 5 or Evidence Collection 5, and Affiliation or Method costs 1. And I'll turn to you for any bluffs.
So subterfuge, evidence collection, affiliation method. Okay. So I think it's safe to assume you're going to go with evidence collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, ranking. I have 1 bluff on that side.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. 2 agents. That's 19. Yeah, 1 bluff.
All right. We're all going to the site. Let's see that bluff.
Well, Conrad's Strughold has returned.
That bastard.
Yeah. Costs 5. So I'm increasing the skill check by 4 points.
That makes it 9, huh?
Yes.
Well, oh, actually, too, I forgot to take into account the sinus cavity implant,
Oh, right.
which means I need to take 1 off of my
Okay.
res that I generated. Oh. Well, even if I used one of Rankin's tokens, that wouldn't get me enough evidence collection to do it.
So yeah, because it's a playtest game, so I think you can remove both tokens during the same turn. It doesn't say that you can't.
Is that kosher?
I think it's like Pendrel in the sense that it doesn't say
Just
one.
says,
It
yeah, it
doesn't.
says
It
during a
doesn't.
skill check, discard 1 token to add 2 to Rankin's evidence collection or sciences skill. But do you play 2 and 1 thing? That's cool, right?
Like it. Otherwise, it would say once per turn you may discard 1 token too. So I think maybe you can bring in Steven, but I think it's like Pendrel. You can just use all of his tokens in 1 turn.
Steven?
Yeah, you're correct. I guess the question is, do we think it's worth modifying the effect or keeping it as it is?
That was I was debating. I was like, should we say once per turn? And then I was like, well, Pendrel doesn't say once per turn, but then again, Pendrel costs 6.
He's a 6 RP agent, and Rankin's a 3.
Yeah.
So, but Pendrel has 3 tokens. Rankin has 2. Only contributes to 2 possible skills, whereas Pendrel does 3.
I think
I don't know. I'm
if
kind of leaning towards, excuse me, kind of leaning towards limiting it to once per turn.
yeah, well, not for this playtest. If you want,
Not for this play test, but just
yeah,
going. What I'm at. Yeah, going forward is what I was.
because
We'll add that to our notes to debate at a later time.
Because like Rankin could investigate a site by himself, just by removing his 2 tokens. So yeah. Rankin once per turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to take advantage of the.
Take advantage of it for the sake of this playtest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so I will use both of Rankin's tokens to add 4 to my skill check. So now my evidence collection is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at exactly what I would need.
Okay. So I have 1 more bluff. I'm going to play Sleep Deprivation for 2. Decrease all of the skill levels on 1 agent by 1 for this turn only.
At least it sparked a healthy debate, right?
Yes.
All right, let me just triple check here to make sure. Yeah, I don't have anything that's gonna help me there. So I guess I would fail that site. Damn it.
Yes. And Strughold goes back to the Bureau deck.
All right, so we'll move to debriefing.
It's one of those things, like, since I'm getting to the end of my Bureau deck, and you know what, I've already played him twice, and chances are he's going to come up again. So is there a point to limiting him to 1 per deck? if you can, in this situation where he has already come up twice, or should you just, okay, he's removed from the game or something? I don't know. Maybe something to consider with him. Okay, so.
What do you think, Steven?
Well, Guillaume, you and I have previously talked. I guess it was in our first playtest game about whether or not this card warranted a
Yeah,
revamp, right? I'm
I think,
remembering that correctly at this late hour?
yeah, we did not decided on anything other than something is off about that card and we need to change it.
Correct. You and I actually talked earlier today about like that indefinable misgiving that you have about like a card, and I've decided tonight that I'm gonna call that the Strughold effect, because I can't tell you what it is about the effect that I don't like, but there's just some indefinable quality to it that just doesn't sit right with me, that I just feel like I think we could do better with this effect, something more faithful, something that I mean we do have we do have a lot of cards that move agents around, whether it be to the bureau, the hospital. I feel like that I feel like we can come up with something else for this card. If okay, so let's to answer the question though that was just posed. If in the event that this effect winds up staying exactly as it is, I do move to include that stipulation if there's even room on the card. I don't have it in front of me, but
He's pretty busy.
it is very busy if I remember just from memory. But even with this few cards, I still can't find it. Okay. Oh God in heaven, there's like no room.
But yeah, something to keep in mind. As you say, if the effect stays the same, should be, because if he ends up if I end up drawing him again, which chances are I might, given how little cards I have left, then he's just going to keep coming back again and again. As opposed to if I had just discarded him earlier, I could not have played him a second time.
Well, wait, mine says each player may only have one copy of this card in their decks.
Yeah, mine too. But my point was, even with only one copy of Strughold, since you shuffle him back to your bureau deck, like he has already come up twice for me. And
so
again,
maybe we just remove that stipulation then?
Yeah.
Or return Struggle to your bureau deck?
Like just discard him and that's it. Because the thing is, like, you kind of say you can only have one, but then you shuffle him back to your bureau deck. So it's like,
I know. I mean, it does sort of by having that in place, it does limit to the point where you're not just going to keep running into that card. It does lessen it a little bit, but even with just the one copy, we are still seeing it a bit frequently, though, aren't we?
Yeah,
especially in a slimmer deck.
And to me, the card is shuffled back to the bureau deck. To me, at least, it's mostly in the show if, for example, an opponent doesn't die or something about the episode says it keeps coming back. Like Struggle, we only see him in the movie.
He never comes back.
No.
Yeah. All the more reason I'm in favor of revamping this card.
Like he should be a powerful bluff. He's a powerful character, but
absolutely
we need to find the right effect. The cost is appropriate. 6 is good, but
yeah, I'm sure whatever effect we can come up with an effect that's worthy of the cost, no doubt. But I just don't think this is the effect we want to have for this card. So, yep, I'm definitely going to be in favor of I'll be champion revamping this card, and of course I will give it some thought as we continue through playtesting. But yes, the Strughold effect is what I'm dubbing that that indefinable misgiving I have with certain cards, mostly the ones that I've penned, but it feels appropriate in this case too.
Right. I think we were in debrief.
Got enough notes? You got the note? Who's our note taker? Is it you, David?
I guess so. Nobody volunteered, so yeah.
I didn't know if I didn't know when I was going to be coming in, so I didn't want to take up that responsibility. And you guys were halfway through the game.
I think the one thing that I did is that what I usually do during any games that I wrote down like cards that we talked about and what
Mm,
effects we should do. So it did not take throw notes like which Fight the Future cards came up at what time,
yeah.
like. But
And
for
always, you can always watch the replay of
yeah,
this. Whoever's the David, you can always watch the replay and take the notes down after the fact. I know it's extra work, but that's always a possibility.
especially since the game is like over 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We're
By the
3.5 hours. Three
But
and a
we did
By
half.
the
we did
way, I will probably be bowing out soon. It's
yeah.
2 in the morning, and my daughter has a birthday party to go to in the morning, and she's gonna be hopped up on sugar. And
I think it should be a lesson for us that we
yeah,
need to start the game immediately instead of talking for
yeah,
30 minutes before.
yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, we'll limit the amount of pre-game chat for sure. But anyway, if you see David, if you see me like shutting off the lights and everything, that's me calling it a night. But yeah, so I hate having to bow out of a game, but given this juncture, I'm definitely not even going to be around for a post game chat at this point.
Well, why don't you just do like parents do at most birthday parties? Just drop your kid and take off.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I
Yeah,
hated that when people did that to me.
yeah. Nah, I won't. Yeah, I can't do that. Much as the idea appeals to me, my tired self, but no.
Just drive down the block and take a nap in the car for
Yeah,
2 hours.
yeah.
All right.
But anyway, like I said, I may, probably be bowing out in a fairly short amount of time unless we wrap it up. So maybe the next person who gets a site investigation successfully, please ask the identity question. Just take that shot in the dark.
Just
I
put me
think
out of
we got a pretty good. Okay, one thing I will point out the exclusions of the Langleys and Frohickeys and X's condition has certainly made for for one a longer
Yeah.
game, but also I think has made it so that a lot of the Fight the Future cards have already had a pretty good sampling has appeared in the course of the game.
Yeah,
So we can say that condition does certainly help when it
Yeah.
comes to playtesting, although it may prolong the game perhaps.
All right. Enough witty banter. You're out of
That's
here.
Out.
right. So I have 7 cards, and I'm ready to. How many cards do you have?
I have 8, so I am going to discard. No, I need him. I want that. Um, that's too late for this guy. I'm going to discard the medical technician.
Yeah. All right. So I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my rise 2 from Michaud and 4 and 3, 4 and I'm going to buy 2 cards and passing it to you.
Okay. I'm going to start by using 2 of my grid or my rejuvenating caves tokens to add 2. And then I'm going to sell the well manicured man. Yeah. I'm going to sell 1 breath. That sucks, but that's the way it is. So that gives me 7. And I am going to purchase. All right, big money, big money. I'm going to buy 6. 6. Take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to you, sir.
All right, so no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays in the field. We are going to go investigate the UFO wreckage, Townsend, Wisconsin. alien investigation or bureaucracy 5+, motive or result. So I'm going to use Colton's token to pay for it. And before you play any bluffs, I'm going to play Make the Deal for 2. It's a Scully card. Play this card on one side card during the case assignment phase. No bluffs may be played on this side except for bluffs, which would negate this card.
Whew, that was fast. Fine. Then I,
Like what bluff would negate that card is my well, I guess there is yes, it has a keyword criminal investigation, so yeah, you could play puzzles within puzzles on it. But anyway, so moving on to the investigation phase, I'm sending everyone to the site. I'm using bureaucracy 5+, and I currently have 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 bureaucracy.
yeah, you got it, boss. Hit me.
So motive or result? Will I finally get a yes answer? Is your motive control?
It is not.
Come on. Like 6 questions and okay, that's insane. Okay, so I have you down to 4. So well, I guess given how late it is, I should ask an identity question. Like if it was earlier in the game, I would not do that. It's just so late. Are you Leonard Vance?
I am. Good guess.
Did you choose randomly?
I did. I remember I forgot to choose, so I just ran into the bedroom, grabbed the first one I could get, and came back out again. You are out of your misery, Stephen.
That's not misery. I love watching the game, but then there's just certain times I just don't have the resolve to stay up late.
Look
so
who
weird,
came
David.
up again.
I'm editing right now. That was your X file as well, Leonard Vance.
And
Fancy that.
my free card, my free draw to begin the turn, it was Conrad struggled again.
Oh no!
Wow.
I think I would have.
Okay, yeah.
I think I would have gotten on a plane direct to France and gone and strangled you in your apartment on camera.
Oh my god! Yeah, that card's got to get revised.
Yeah.
So let's all be thinking about it. I hope there's not going to be any holdouts for revamping that. But yeah, maybe we can come up with an alternate effect for it soon, and then we can try to get it. Have Dax maybe do a mock-up of it, and then we can play, because I feel like whatever effect we come up for it as an alternate, we're going to need to play test that too.
Oh yeah.
So we'll just come up with something soon, and then see how that one stands the stress test of these games.
Okay, before we wrap it up, I get to guess, see if I can guess your X file.
How many do you have him down to?
What did I have you down to?
You asked one question, but it was yes. So I
have
think
a yes answer.
You have me down to 9, I think.
I have you down to 13, I think, don't I?
You asked death, which is like 13, but did you not get any other questions since then?
I don't think I investigated another site at all.
Yeah, I don't guess you didn't.
Yeah.
So
13
out of 13, I don't know, Jersey Devil.
No, I was the Manitou.
Oh.
No.
Nice.
I think good showing of the Fight the Future cards.
Yeah, very good showing. We gotta see a lot of good cards in there.
I only had 21 cards left in my deck before I would reshuffle.
Yeah,
But
I think I had less than 20, so
plenty to discuss. Yeah, I guess maybe what we should do, we could we can try to get a bigger meeting together again. Maybe we could talk out some of the cards. If I don't know if that might be helpful for an upcoming episode on Studio Squim, David, where we can talk out some of the finer points of some of these cards, or we can just keep doing that on Discord.
I think because sometimes it's maybe easier to be able to do it in person rather than wait until someone responds, and then there are so many comments and questions you cannot know.
Correct, because people are checking at various points in the day.
Yeah.
Well, maybe during the course of the week, I'll see if we'll see if Nathan and maybe you two are available next Saturday.
Oh, I didn't mean like now. I meant like maybe like when we got a little bit further, like when we got to a few more play tests, and we were kind of like at a point where we're like, okay, first round, like, well, not say first round, but after assessing the first few play tests, what are we seeing? And of course, there's some things to brainstorm, like the titles of some of these cards, like the combat cards that have yet to be titled, and we also have those several cards in which we have the same title. Or I'm sorry, we have several like Buzz Mihos, we have several government ambulances. We need to like maybe well, I don't know. That actually may not be one we could talk about in person, but it's more that one's going to warrant, I think, a vote in the Discord by everyone to decide which version of the card we want. So I get that one's for a later one. But yes, brainstorming titles for some of these cards would be helpful. That would be a topic for that one.
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I'll try to. I mean, I'll see if I can come up with an alternate idea for Strughold this week. I'll throw it out there in that channel, and then let you guys weigh in on it, and then rule out any obvious issues with it, and then maybe if everyone's like, okay, that sounds good, then maybe Dax can do a mock-up of it then.
I like that we finally got to see Fire Machine Bomb being played.
Vending machine. Yes, it was worthwhile.
Which one? I'm sorry?
Vending machine
Bomb.
Oh, yeah. I was putting this deck together, and I was absolutely committed to Vending Machine Bomb. That was one that I've been excited about since Mike teased it like a year ago or something. And all the cards that I wanted to play that would get an agent back to replace whoever I wasted had the killer keyword on it, except for additional resources. Would that have worked?
No,
because I was going to bring manners.
Well, additional resources doesn't have the. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, no. You can't be a starting agent, right?
Hold on. Additional resources.
Hold on. I've got it here. Search through your bureau deck and select an agent with a cost of 4 or less. Add this agent to your team of agents in the bureau section. If this card is negated, remove it, as well as the selected agent from the game. During the briefing phase, pay X plus 1 RP upkeep and discard this card and the selected agent.
Okay.
Or discard.
I thought it said on there that it can't be a starting agent.
And unfortunately, I pulled manners in my very first in my first hand, so I couldn't use additional resources to get him out of my bureau.
Yeah.
And I kind of held on to him, thinking, well, maybe I'll play him. And I mean, his stats are so weak that it never.
Well, an alternate way, if agreeing to killer card games and using the vending machine bomb, you could have like an occult investigation strong team, and then play Samuel Hartley to get your your
Well, yeah, that's the
Martin
killer.
agent back.
That's the killer card. I was so excited when
Okay,
I,
so again, that's the
Samuel
tier.
Hartley and Assigned to the X Files.
Yep,
But they're both killer cards,
killer
and
cards. Yeah.
so
But there is also that season 4 card. I think it covers accommodation. Isn't doesn't that do
Yep.
something? But it's also a hero card, right? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
So
Nope, nope. I don't
in
think
a team,
so.
such a
No.
bird. Yeah, that could have. But it's only for one turn though.
Yeah, it's not a permanent one.
yeah, I was gonna bring Manners back and then use Mailman to steal somebody's token and
No.
start pulling witnesses. But
Uh, could you like since you've drawn the agent from your hand, even if you from your bureau deck, even if you've played additional resources, the agent is not considered a starting agent, so his game effect cannot be used. So he would not have any tokens, and you would not be able to use Mailman, I think.
Right.
well, I still would have had 2 observation, I guess, if
Yeah,
if anything.
I think it's good. Additional resources is can be useful, but then you have to pay the cost of for. Then you have to pay the cost of the agent every turn plus 1 RP, so it's quite costly.
Yeah, that's why I would only do it for like a relatively inexpensive agent, but I'd have to like Manners would be an optimal choice
Like
if it
you
wasn't one of
think
my
that
starting agents.
you think that maybe even just for a few turns it would be cheaper to just play a resource witness than to pay an agent.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just comes down to the effect. Is the agent effect? Well, no, wait, you can't use the agent effect
No, no, you
with
think
additional
so?
resources. No, never mind. I take it back. No, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't really seem worthwhile. Just get a nice witness resource in there.
So bringing an agent back just isn't worth it.
Not
And
unless
in a
yeah,
killer game, it could be like, for instance, if you
killer
play
game.
Samuel Hartley in a killer game, then that would be because once the agent is brought back, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's different. No, I think yeah, with regards to additional resources and I guess to the same extent assigned to the X Files, those
Yeah,
two. Well, you're not actually, you're not paying the upkeep on assigned to the X Files. You just have to lose an agent in the course of the game in order to play
Right.
that card. Um, but yeah,
and
I was I think I've tried a few times to have manners and additional resources, but yeah, thinking more about it, it doesn't seem worth it.
And I had just one question about the chauffeur because, unless I'm mistaken, it does have the keyword resource. Um, but if you read the game effect, it doesn't like it adds 3 to 1 team subterfuge, but it's like it doesn't say once per turn, for instance. Yeah, play to add 3 to 1 team skill check or to prevent Mulder from being affected by any conspiracy card that would specifically target him. It is a resource witness, so maybe it should just say to 1 team's subterfuge skill check once per turn. No,
I mean,
But
yeah, but we've already. I mean, the effect of adding one to the subterfuge is already covered, isn't it?
no,
I
it's
think
it's play to add 3.
I know. And but you're suggesting we amend it to add one, right?
But the thing is, like for instance, I was heavy on subterfuge, so could I have used the chauffeur? Could I have split my agents in 2 teams and used the chauffeur for the 2 site investigations?
Uh,
put it up in the Discord. Steven's
Yeah,
too tired for this.
I think we just need to remove the keyword resource from that
yes.
card. Yeah, in short. Yeah, I don't know how that got on there. I think it might have had a different effect at one point, and it got revised, and then that keyword just was missed in the revision.
All
So
right, sounds good.
yeah, that's got it. Well, no one's taking notes, but yeah, if you go back, definitely make a note of that.
Oh yeah, I did. I did chauffeur and
Did
I
okay,
did
great,
it first. Yeah,
excellent,
well,
excellent.
it did
I'll,
not come up during the game, but I noticed it when I discarded him.
I'll
So
put it in the
So
I'll put it in the notes
yes,
spreadsheet, and I'll do like you did, Guillaume, and say, okay, this is what we encountered
yeah,
that needs to be talked about, and I'll put the uh, image of the card and then the discussion But yeah, this is a good 3.5 hours for me to review
Mhm.
and take the notes. So
Yeah,
don't expect it tomorrow or anything. But
you get your work
Um,
done for
one
you.
thing, David, what if you whenever you have a chance, could you give us a list of which cards have not been played?
it's in the Excel spreadsheet. Anything that doesn't have,
We can see it, right? Like the well, I guess once you update it, right? At
well,
that point, then let us know when it's updated, and then we can go in and see what
and
has not been
that's
used yet.
partially how I built my deck tonight. Was I was looking specifically for cards that hadn't been played.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just look at the spreadsheet, and the very first column shows like
Hmm.
what game it was played in, and if there's nothing there, then
Yeah,
you know it hasn't been
we need
played yet.
to try that in a future game. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll take a look at it whenever. Just let us know whenever you've updated it, then, and then to reflect tonight's. Um,
Yeah, I gotcha.
yeah, and then and then I'll just or when because I don't know. I mean, I assume I'm gonna do another playtest game at some point. Yeah, try to apply those cards we haven't seen just yet. I can't imagine there are that many though. Um,
We
there
were
might
down
be.
to 20 or so, I think, when I was
Okay.
building my deck, and I know we touched quite a few new ones tonight.
Yeah,
So
especially the equipment cards, I think got some play
it'll
tonight.
it'll be
So
down. We just need to keep our eyes peeled for ones that were just sold or discarded for any reason that we didn't actually play the effect. Is the only trick we need to watch for.
okay, yeah.
All right,
Um,
gentlemen. At that, we're
Oh, is
gonna
there
close out
anyone
the
on the
stream.
docket for next?
so
Is there
what?
what?
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask. Is there anyone on the docket for next weekend? Has anyone signed up?
There's no one signed up for
Okay,
anything so far.
Uh,
Nathan and Guillaume and myself are the only ones that have put in any kind of availability in there in
gotcha.
the sign up sheet. So if you're
I'm
watching,
yeah.
wag of the finger at you for not.
but I do have to say that Frank reached out to me and we are going to be playing a game on Thursday, but it will be filmed, but it will be in French. So yeah, just for us. But I'll just make a note of if anything came up, so I
Okay.
can post it on Discord.
Yeah, I'm gonna be working till about 7:30 p.m. and so I'm really not gonna have much time to for next Saturday. So at best, observing again.
All right, Guillaume, is that a playtest game that you're doing?
Yes. So
What time are you doing it?
it's
It
on.
won't be. It's not going to be recorded.
No, it's on Thursday morning in France, and we are going to speak French for this one. Yeah, it's not being recorded.
Oh, I
So
was gonna say I can host it, and whether it's in French or not, but
no, it's like Thursday morning for us. So it would be like 3 a.m. for you.
eh, I'm unemployed right now. Who cares? I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook, but
For me, that would be a hard no.
yeah, no, that's going to be a no. My wife would kill me if I was out here at 3 a.m. yapping it up. So, all right, gentlemen, thank you very much, Guillaume, for the game. Stephen, for
Thank you.
joining
You're
us. I
welcome.
know it was a late one for you. I appreciate you sticking it out. A lot to talk about, lots in Discord. If you're curious, join the Discord. The link will be in the description down below. Facebook and all that, all those other things will all be there. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, blah. Good night.
Have a good night.